This one's a classic.
Have you ever wondered what it might look like if someone took a brand new old school MapleStory character and locked them to one specific region? I've thought about this concept a few times, but it wasn't until I found the perfect location for this that I thought it might even be possible. EOS Tower, home of Ludibrium PQ and the primary route to Omega Sector. A location in Ludibrium that people certainly don't forget. But do you actually know how much content these 101 floors hold? Aside from one of the most well-known party quests in the game, it can reasonably be argued that until 3rd job, EOS Tower has all the enemies we'll need, all the drops we'll need, and access to shops that would allow us to stay afloat without finding ourselves in the dreaded potion mines, farming enemies for 1 mana elixir drop at a time. Say hello to Blank. He's going to be locked in EOS Tower straight from Maple Island to see what it's like to actually survive there without any external help. In theory, it is possible, but there are challenges to be overcome in pursuit of this lofty goal. And these challenges confront us almost immediately. For example, we absolutely have to roll 4 strength and 4 int on character creation. These stats are so important to maximizing our accuracy that even 1 point misallocated can add hours to the grind. So I took my time rolling until I got the perfect stats. The next hurdle is presented on Maple Island itself. You see, we need a lot of mesos to actually get from here to EOS Tower, and meso making on Maple Island is not exactly quick or efficient. In fact, the most effective option I found was channel hopping to break the boxes found in Amherst. These boxes give about 20 to 30 mesos each, which is arguably one of the best rates we're capable of achieving without any damage output or over-leveling beyond 10. Partway through this grind, I remembered that 1st job in Artale specifically gives you a bonus 20,000 mesos, and the gear we're going to need to get started costs about 8k, leaving us with 12k surplus. So all we really needed were the funds to get off the island and take the taxi to Kerning City, which were very easily acquired. Leaving at level 10, we get 1st job, and buy the gear we'll need to make this possible. A Garnier and set of soupy throwing stars. In Artale, ammo is infinite, so there's no worry of recharge costs. This is actually one of the unique mechanics in Artale that make this challenge viable in the first place, really. Without this, we'd be running up against star recharge costs constantly, and would probably have to spend a lot more time in Amherst farming boxes far longer. And now you might be wondering how we're going to survive at EOS Tower at such a low level and actually make forward progress. The answer is simple: spiders. Tricksters are level 23 enemies with 10 avoidability. This makes them the lowest level monster in all of Ludibrium, and our ticket into EOS Tower at a point that's far below what's intended. The only classes who are even capable of hitting Tricksters at level 10 are Thieves, Archers, and Dex Pirates. All 3 classes possess just enough accuracy to hit them even 1% of the time, making them an exceptionally slow but technically viable training monster. In the case of a rogue, we'd be looking at a time to kill of over 10 minutes per Trickster on average. The issue, obviously, is that this would make every level take 10 to 15 hours or so before reaching a point where we can hit 50% of the time, and the grind stops being completely unbearable. I had nothing to prove, and I wasn't going to torture myself, so I stopped by Hennis's hunting ground and trained to level 12 before setting off. This gives me just enough accuracy that it's like not miserable. I know what I'm here for, and it's not 30 hours of seeing Miss pop up above a Trickster's head. It is possible to do this challenge straight from level 10 though, and I want to make sure that that's understood. An Archer or Dex Pirate would also have a slightly easier time here in these early levels compared to a Rogue anyway, since they have more accuracy. But they don't have Dark Sight. And as we'll learn, darksight is pretty important. Now it's time to actually head to EOS Tower. The taxi to Alinea is 1,200 mesos, and the boat ride to Orbis is 1,500 mesos. There's another dilemma presented to us with traveling to Ludibrium though, and it's important to discuss. The ticket to Ludibrium costs a few thousand mesos on its own, and because we're tight on funds, we need to hold on to as many mesos as possible. As is often the case, this is a problem that can be solved by just having more money. If you farmed 50,000 at Amherst or something, this wouldn't even be a consideration. And I do recommend farming as many mesos as possible there if you take on this challenge. Since I didn't do that though, my journey looks a little different. It's possible to walk from Orbis to Ludibrium since the two continents are connected by the underwater region of Aqua Road. This means traveling all the way down Orbis Tower, bypassing Elnath, heading down into Aqua Road, and resurfacing through Korean Folktown, which is right underneath Ludibrium. Because I was trying to save money, this is the route I chose. What I didn't realize though is that it's very easy to die when every monster takes away anywhere between 20 to 50% of your HP per hit. It just wasn't safe. On top of this, I had to choose Nimble Body as my only skill because the bonus accuracy was so insanely important to EOS Tower survival. I'm not joking when I say that 1 point of accuracy makes a huge difference here. Sacrificing that point for a single level of Darksight would have made a noticeable difference in my ability to travel through those very high-level regions safely. But this was a one-time unplanned journey, not something that was worth compromising the long-term progression for. Traveling down Orbis Tower was so treacherous that I found myself sitting around to recover HP on just about every single floor, so the whole process took about 20 minutes. And then all of that, and I die on floor 1. Come on. Well, I have to recover my HP because I'm gonna freeze to death. But I slipped off the platform and fell and got hit. I was so close. Almost made it through the whole Orbis Tower. I died to a Junior Pepe. Steps away from the door to Aqua Road, actually. Unfortunately, this proved to be more of a setback than I initially thought. At this low of a floor, you're returned to Elnath when you die, right? So that means I now had to walk across the very large, snowy hill map that was filled with fast-moving Junior Pepes and Leiades. There were a few safe spots here and there, but that final stretch to reach the tower was unforgiving, and simply trying to cross the snow and get past the penguins cost me another 20 minutes. It also didn't help that Elnath drains 10 HP every 5 seconds, slowing down the passive recovery I had to endure after every death, dragging out an already time-consuming process even further. Eventually, miraculously, I made it back. Ha 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 ha! It actually came in handy. Okay. Oh. We made it to the Orbis Tower basement floors. Thank God. Now I'm not just gonna die immediately. Basement 2, I think, leads you back to Orbis if you die here. I think it leads you back to Orbis still. Fuck! Oh, I really wish I had got Darksight. And died to another penguin before I was within the safety of Aqua Road. Returning me to Elnath once more and restarting the cycle. I did manage to break through all of this after enough time and patience, and we finally made it to Ludibrium, only hours after the challenge began. Here, I stopped by the pharmacy to pick up sniper pills, which is a very important part of the plan, with whatever mesos I had left, and it was time to finally formally lock Blank in EOS Tower. No leaving until second job. So, how long do you think it takes a level 12 rogue built explicitly for accuracy to level in EOS Tower off of level 23 tricksters alone. Well, to my own surprise, it was only about 2 hours. Originally, my estimates for starting at level 10 put this grind at like 4 to 5 times that length, so I was very relieved when I discovered that it only took 2 hours to level instead of 10, even if that is still a silly amount of time per level before you're even technically in the teens. However, this was simply the beginning. I had no idea what I was in for. If I had learned anything, though, it's that this journey would definitely not be quick, and it certainly would not be easy. I am in the tower. I would say that at this point, the toughest part of the grind is not exactly over. You know, like, I still can't hit these black rats. I have, actually, I have 95% hit rate against them now. So maybe the worst of the grind is actually over. I was sitting here thinking like, oh, I probably have like 60, 70%. No, I'm hitting them 95% of the time. I really want to see how far I can get with this. There will come a point where it's not really interesting and it's just kind of a grind, but up until that point, it's still an interesting challenge. Oh my god, I forgot how long it takes to kill a single trickster. This is ridiculous, dude. Maybe I should just do double throw. I mean, I can't afford potions right now. I don't even think I can comfortably reach Gumball Machine, actually. So maybe the next move is actually just to do Dark Sight leveling, get some points in Dark Sight, and allow myself to move freely around the tower without worry. You know what? That's the plan. So let me go ahead and just try and level up again and see if maybe I can get to a point where walking around the tower isn't a terrifying thing. Even these black rats are gonna kill me in 5 hits. Way less than that. They do 124 damage! Whoa! Dude, there's a trickster gold mine down here. The 93rd floor is the best floor. Look how many safe spots there are to snipe tricksters. I'm not going to be able to loot the drops from those 3 on the left, but that's not a big price to pay. Look at this, dude. Outside. We should not be there, though. We'll worry about being outside in the future. Maybe when I'm a little stronger, or have Dark Sight at least, and can, like, make my way to Gumby. Doesn't look like I can hit the 3rd one. Yeah, I need... No, if I stand here, I can do it. Okay, this is still doable. Well, hey, in good news, at least, our tale is accurate in that you can't stay in the exact same spot forever and continue to kill the same monsters. In old school MapleStory, monsters would eventually cycle to other sections of the map so that you had to kind of rotate or have a party taking care of everything. So at least we know that our tale is somewhat accurate in that regard, but I still think the 93rd floor is the better of the 2 options that I realistically have. There are just so many more tricksters available here compared to the 94th floor. Look how many tricksters there are on that dangerous platform with black rats. I could never actually kill any of them because I don't have a sniping platform, but just a bunch of missed opportunities right there dangling from a spider web. This music makes me think of middle school, which was a long time ago now because I'm old. Also, I'm very close to level 14. It's like it might take 2 more tricksters and then I'm done. Level 14 won't solve anything. It makes it a little easier. Levels should be a little quicker, but it's still gonna be kind of a challenge. There it is. Another level fought for in the tower. I can't believe I'm doing this. 5 more into luck. Gave us 2 more accuracy. Dark Sight sounds good, but I actually don't really need it. So if I do 3 more points of Nimble Body, that brings me up to 81% without. All right, Nimble Body it is. 81% accuracy without sniper pills is really good. That's almost like we've almost reached a level of sustainability surviving in this tower. And it's also important to notice that the higher level I get, the higher my damage output against these guys, because I'm breaking through a little bit more of their defense, because I think defense takes into account character level. Yes, we are still making forward progress, even if accuracy isn't necessarily improving across the board without sniper pills. I am still hitting more damage on average, so level 15 shouldn't take... I mean, that level took 1 hour and 20 minutes, which is down from the 2 hours of level 12 to 13. We'll see how long level 15 takes. I have 7 sniper pills remaining. So when these run out, I'm pretty much done. But I think with how much stronger I've become by getting 1 more level and a little bit more luck, I might be able to get to 15 before I run out of these sniper pills, but we'll have to see. I might not need to restock on them, which would be best case scenario, because it means I don't have to get rid of the 8,000 mesos I've accumulated in the past however many hours I've already been in this tower. Well, I'm officially out of sniper pills now, and I don't plan on buying any more, so we can go ahead and remove those. And I have 85% EXP, almost to level 15. This level has gone by a little bit faster, but it's not been a noticeable improvement over level 13 to 14. Feels weird training without sniper pills, because I've already done so many hours of it. Not seeing that little icon in the top right is like unsettling. I'm not fighting against the clock anymore to get kills, so there's a little bit of freedom in that. Not trying to maximize trickster kills per sniper pill anymore. Oh, level 15. Nice. Okay. Good. I think, and I say this naively perhaps, that the worst is behind us. Let me think here. So you get 61 points total. 2, 4. If my math is correct here, I actually think this is the maximum number of points I can put into Nimble Body if I want max Keen Eyes, max Dark Sight, and max Lucky 7, which are kind of mandatory. But I think Dark Sight's supposed to require Disorder, I think. Should have slightly higher damage, but that's... alas, we're still not over the threshold entirely. We have made good progress, but not fully there yet. Oh my god. Okay. Level 17. Currently at 72 luck. That's max keen eyes though. That's actually a big milestone. Max keen eyes means I don't ever have to worry about it again. I can focus on dark sight now, which has actually been a bigger asset than I expected. Just having the ability to freely walk around without worry about getting hit is really valuable. This challenge would be easier on a class like Dex Pirate or an Archer, who has higher accuracy, but the maneuverability that a rogue has with Darksight actually probably makes it the best pick. It's 1:30 a.m. I'm tired. This is a weird challenge. Why did you guys let me do this? Level 18. I can't believe how much time I've spent here. Oh, we can get some more points in double sight. Double sight? Dark sight. I've spent so long in here, I don't even remember the name of skills when they're right in front of me. And I can read them. So, kill speed is a little better, as you can see. I'm hitting over 40 sometimes, so it's not terrible. I'm still hitting a bunch of ones, though, so we're still not really out of it quite yet. And the levels are getting slower because the EXP requirements are getting higher. Oh, first drop! Hey, look, we actually got a drop. Oh my god, I was not expecting that. Red Savata is a bowman glove, so I can't use it. But that's our first drop ever. At level 18, hours into the grind, we got a drop off of the spiders. Look at that. 287 spider webs. Wow. This feels like such a huge, important milestone. And it's just maybe a few thousand mesos. Let's see how much that's actually worth. 17,000 mesos for this. Oh my god, that's... Oh, I was not expecting that. Goodness. 2 times drop and 2 times EXP until August 26th? These last for 2 months, dude. Asia Pacific and EU players are now merged with North America, so our tale has been renamed to Global for our region. And this is just a welcoming gift, so yeah, you better believe I'm gonna use this because I'm actually almost to my goal. Like, I was about ready to stop at level 20 for now. Maybe come back in the future, maybe not, depending. But I'm just going to finish up this level and then we can wrap up this chapter of Blank's EOS Tower survival. So that's what it looks like when you take a fresh first job character at level 10, or in my case, level 12, and just block them in EOS Tower. It's slow, it's weird, it requires specific particular navigation around the rats to only go for the tricksters. The tricksters are uniquely positioned in a way that they only move vertically, so you can snipe them without any worry of needing a sniping platform or anything like that. It's just, they really can't hurt you. This was an interesting experiment. There's definitely more to the tower, but I don't know if I'll be back. I might not. Like I said, there's so much potential here. I really do believe it's possible to get to level 70 from level 10 in EOS Tower without ever leaving or having any external help. I genuinely believe that. I've proven most of that as well today. And I think we'll just have to see if there is more to Blank's EOS Tower survival story. Now that I have Dark Sight, navigation of the tower is way easier and safer. Killing tricksters doesn't take quite as long because I can hit okay damage from time to time. And now I actually have access to what appears to be one of the, if not the single best floor for tricksters, the 73rd floor. Did y'all see how many tricksters there were there? That's insane. So once you get past that gauntlet of the first section of outside maps, you run into tricksters and even the green tricksters who are higher level. We got a scroll seller here. At least we'll always have a guaranteed upgrade path for any future claws, or our current Garnier, which we actually have to use until like the mid to late 30s, when we can start killing Blocktopus. So those are the guys who drop our next claw. Pretty much from the creation of this character up until now, it has been surprise after surprise. I knew I would need Mesos. I didn't realize that farming boxes in Amherst would be the most effective way to get them. I also didn't think that I would be skipping the train ride, the boat ride to Ludibrium, and I did not expect a gauntlet of maps to have to go through at level 10 with no dark sight. Just barely survived that. I also really didn't expect it to be so relaxing. Just killing tricksters, walking around floor, what was it, the 93rd floor is what I was hanging out on? I didn't expect that to be such a cozy, chill place. If I come back to this character, I'll definitely have a good training spot. Now that I have Dark Sight, I can navigate throughout pretty much all of the floors comfortably. I have good range on my attacks, and as we saw, the 70th floors, that range of floors, at least in the interior, have tons of tricksters. No more trying to navigate around black rats. No more hoping that a trickster spawns in a location that I can access it. From now on, it's just tricksters and nothing else to worry about, so I can probably get actually pretty decent EXP rates, making the grind to 30, if I choose to do it, not quite as bad. Is it possible to survive in EOS Tower without any external help? Turns out, yeah, it is. I am back in the tower. I've been doing a lot of thinking about where I want this character to go and what I want to do. Currently, I am sitting at level 20, and my plan right now is to focus on just grinding straight to level 30. Because admittedly, there's not that much more we can do in the tower at this moment. That's the thing about starting out in a region that is very much outside of your level range. Yeah, you can technically survive here, but there's only so much you can do for a while. So for now, we're just going to focus on grinding. I'm currently on the 72nd floor, and I think I'm a little stronger, but definitely killing tricksters still takes a bit of time. Well, I mean, that's not terrible. That's not a terrible time to kill. The nice thing, though, is now that I have the ability to travel through the tower, I can go to these floors that hold only tricksters. There's also 4.5 hours of 2x EXP in my inventory. So I'm just gonna grab a coffee, hang out for maybe an hour or so, and see what kind of rate I'm getting. I would like to actually keep track of what kind of EXP rate I'm getting here, so I'm gonna try to do that over this next hour. Let's get started. Pop a 2x coupon and get to it. We're starting at 406 EXP, exactly 2%. So we'll see where I'm at in 30 minutes.
"30 minutes later.
All right. So that's just over 10,000 EXP in 30 minutes. So with 2 times EXP, that's 20,000 an hour, 10,000 an hour on 1 times. And the amount of EXP that I need to get from level 20 to level 30, EXP per 10 minutes would be about 3,333. So we're looking at a total of 23 hours of grinding to get to level 30. Unfortunately, that is way over the 4.5 hours, or now 4 hours of 2 times that I currently have access to. So yeah, we're gonna be here for quite a while. I'm just gonna have to slowly knock out these levels over time and eventually get to level 30. It's gonna take a while though. Hopefully my EXP rate goes up as I get stronger though, because there is that angle as well that I almost forgot about. This is still not Blank's full power. It's pretty funny to be back doing this, as I haven't played this character in a little while. I am genuinely just sitting here attacking the same 3 tricksters, because when the map is full of nothing but tricksters, their respawn is actually pretty consistent. I have not seen a single one of the 5 tricksters on this platform disappear yet. They'll go away for a while, but they always come back. They don't move their spawn to a different location on the map. But it is very, very nice to not have to jump between platforms and do all this nonsense and just be able to kill tricksters, because they're pretty much infinitely respawning. Ooh. Level 21. That wasn't too bad at all. A solid hour grinding. Yeah, I could do that. If that's how long it takes for every single level, I could definitely make that work. All right, so as far as skills go, I'm still gonna work on maxing out Dark Sight because I still don't have enough damage to worry about using Lucky 7, and I also don't have the money to afford potions. So Dark Sight is still where all my points are going, and then 5 more into luck. I just don't know at what point I'll stop hitting 1s, because I'm level 21 now, and I'm still hitting these level 23 monsters for 1 damage fairly often, which is not what I would have expected. But the kill rate is certainly higher. Like, the kill speed is way higher now. %, scroll. Oh, whoa. Holy shit. These guys drop earring luck 100%? Dude. That's actually not the best earring scroll we can get in the tower, believe it or not. That is really good, though. That is still really, really good. If I can actually get my hands on a pair of earrings at some point. Hopefully I find more than just one of these. That would be really good for a while. Oh, we got another 10%, or the first 10%? Knuckler attack 10%. Well, that's really useful. That's really going to be very useful for my rogue, my throwing star rogue. All right, I just got through, I think it's a total of an hour and a half of 2x coupons, but that last 30 minutes, I actually got over 50%. So I think, at least for now, the way that my damage and kill speed is scaling versus the EXP required to level, it's lining up in such a way that it's not actually getting slower every level. It's actually like the same speed, if not a little bit faster. Also, I've been here for the past hour and a half on this platform, killing these same tricksters. So the 72nd floor is actually probably one of the best. However, I get hit a lot because I have to go loot the items and the tricksters respawn so fast that I'm constantly getting hit. Which really isn't a big deal. I can always just sit down and recover HP, but I am genuinely at risk of dying still. It's so interesting being such a low level in EOS Tower, because you're definitely not supposed to be here at such a low level. I mean, I would say early 20s is the bare minimum that they would want you here. And I'm just now kind of reaching that point. But I'm enjoying this. It's really weirdly relaxing to just hang out in the tower, which, I mean, this is one of my favorite places in the game, and just kill these tricksters, and I'm really looking forward to moving on to some of the other monsters as well eventually. Nice. All right, level 23. So this changes a few things. Let's get our 5 points in luck. That gets us over 100 luck for the first time. 3 more points into Dark Sight, almost maxed out. And now we're not getting penalized for our level difference in damage calculations. Clearly, this still doesn't mean I won't hit ones, obviously. But we've now officially passed the threshold where we're not being penalized for it anymore. I think kill speed will go up regardless, just because that's kind of how it works. Every level has kind of been increasing kill speed. I've noticed that every level is still taking about an hour, despite the steep increase in EXP required. This grind is pretty easy. It's really relaxing. It requires no effort or thought on my part. It's just sit here and throw the stars as the EXP bar slowly fills up. How many spider webs do I have now? I have 743 spider webs. We got 7 more levels to go before we can officially become an assassin, which I think on its own will be a pretty big accomplishment. This is definitely one of the longest first job grinds I've ever done. I'm just hoping that I can get my hands on some more earring luck scrolls, because if I get 5 of these, I can actually have a pretty decent pair of earrings for a while until it's time to farm something even better, which I will do eventually. Oh, level 24. Nice. So this is actually, at level 24, we're finally putting our first points into Lucky 7. Wow. Look at us. Look how far we've come. Now, I don't plan on using it, but this will be our first time using Lucky 7 on this character. Gumball Machine is kind of far away right now for me, and I don't really want to start spending money on potions quite yet because I really don't need it, but let's see. Let's see how good Lucky 7 is. Whoa. That increases... Okay, hold on. That increases kill speed tremendously. That, whoa, holy shit. For 8 MP, how many hits are we looking at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. So I'm using about 40 MP, 80. Whoa, I'm still making a profit. Oh my God. I'm still making a profit using Lucky 7 already. And you can very clearly see how insane Lucky 7's built-in mastery is. Like, come on, that's ridiculous. This also stops me from hitting ones as frequently. I think Blank has just evolved. I think we've actually hit a brand new level of progression because my kill speed just increased substantially. I don't even know how to really quantify it. So what I need to do now is, yeah, I think it's time to start buying potions and using Lucky 7 as my main attacking skill. So for the first time, we actually have potions on our hotbar because this is like real training now almost. So I actually found out that the 45th floor is also filled with tricksters, and because I'm going to be using potions from now on, it makes the most sense for me to just start training here. I was going to keep training at the 72nd floor, which is like way up at the top, but this is only a few floors away from Gumball Machine, and the layout is fine. I mean, I can actually, like, kill multiple enemies in one sniping spot, which is good. That's helpful. Oh, it's gonna be so weird using potions on this character after, like, I don't even know how many hours I've been in this tower just using normal attacks on tricksters to now suddenly be using Lucky 7 like it's normal gameplay again. But look how effective it is. It's working. The other thing about this is now that we're actually leveling Lucky 7, it's only going to get stronger from here. So this is the weakest Lucky 7 will ever be. And it's already a massive improvement from normal attacks. Just the damage calculation of Lucky 7 versus a normal attack is so drastically different that I probably should have been using Lucky 7 earlier than this. But hey, here we are. Whatever. It is what it is. Well, I reached level 25 in under 30 minutes. That was insanely fast. I mean, I was right. I mean, it really shouldn't come as any surprise. Lucky 7 made things a lot faster. So let's put 3 more points into it. And 5 more points into luck. We're basically playing a Dexless Assassin right now. So this character is going to scale really hard for a while until like the late 30s when I need a new claw. In 30 minutes, I got 38,200 EXP on what is effectively 1.5 times plus the 2 times from being under level 70. So at 38,200, that's 76,000 EXP an hour, which means I will definitely be leveling up again. If I do another 30-minute coupon right now, I might be able to get to 26. So let's give it a shot. Whoa, what? Is this the first time a rune has ever appeared? Have I never triggered rune spawning because I've been killing so slow? Holy shit, I didn't even think about this. It's pretty crazy to be at the point now where I am effectively 3-shotting, not always, 4 or 3-shotting tricksters, depending on what rolls I get. when we were originally looking at like a time to kill of 10 minutes per trickster, and now it's like, well, here we are 3-shotting them, and we're only getting stronger from here anyway. I'm feeling a weird sense of pride and progression with this character that I wasn't expecting. I thought it would be fun to hang out in EOS Tower, but it actually feels like really satisfying. I think I said that already, but it's still true. Also, I'm making crazy good time on this level. I'm already at 38%, 39%. That's crazy. Just like I expected, I reached level 26 before the 30-minute 2x card was up, which is crazy. The EXP rate is like skyrocketing right now. But now I'm still making a profit. And eventually, if I can start 3-shotting consistently, I'll be making even more of a profit. And we have reached stability with a new tier of training, which is Lucky 7. Part of the reason I put this off for so long was because I was really worried about kill rate and potion costs. And just saving it to be the very last skill kind of works out perfectly. In an hour, I've used 250 to 300 MP potions, just about. And like maybe 50 HP potions, I'm not actually 100% sure. The thing is, it doesn't really matter because now I'm making a profit. So from this point onwards, as long as I'm careful about where I train, I'll always have a way to make money in the tower. But now we're level 26. My final 2x EXP card is gone, so I have no more 2x XP, which, as I've said a million times, is really more like 1.5 times because of the weird way it's calculated in Artale. But I have these 2x drop coupons, which I'm gonna hold on to until it comes time to start farming like important items. I think the next step is just grinding out these last 4 levels and hopefully getting to level 30. Now, I am thinking also about upgrading my Garnier. The problem is, I mean, I could nearly double the weapon attack on this thing by getting 7 attack scrolls. But the problem is, by the time I reach that point where it's like financially viable for me to spend what is that, like 400 or 500k or something on 100% scrolls, I'll probably already be hunting for a new weapon, at which point it would be better to use it on that. So I don't know if the Garnier will ever actually be upgraded, unfortunately. It sure as hell will serve us well for the early game, but I don't know if it has much of an upgrade path until our first weapon upgrade. But we can't worry about that now. We have to focus on just getting to level 30 because we're getting close. Alright, that's level 28. This is like weirdly fun. You know what? As weird as it is, this is actually like the first gear upgrade and actually not bad at all. 20 weapon defense right now is 66% of my total weapon defense. I mean, it doesn't lower the damage I take all that much. It lowers it by like 15 or 16 points, but that's an actual gear upgrade. Wow. It could be It could be another scroll. Yes! We got a third one. 5 extra luck on a pair of earrings might not sound like much, but until I can farm earring dex scrolls and start optimizing my decks for luck and all that, it's actually like a full level worth of ability points. So it's definitely worth it. I just gotta figure out what drops earrings at some point. Wow, I got another 100% scroll. Is the RNG too good to be true? Or is this the 4th of 5? Yeah, the RNG was too good to be true. It's a shield defense scroll. Level 29, only 1 level remains, and then we are done with first job, which is a little crazy to think about. So that'll be 5 more points into luck. Probably going to need to start adding decks soon, but maybe not for a little while. And then 3 more points into Lucky 7. And that'll be maxed out right at level 30. And I'm definitely, like, guaranteed 2-shotting at this point. Look at this. I'm almost hitting 200 per line. All that luck and all that Lucky 7 is really, really paying off. Because I am now killing these guys way faster than they can spawn. Level 30. Wow. We did it. Oh my god. 3,100 spider webs almost. And I've only found 11 Trickster Omok pieces, which I think is the craziest part of this. So, this now means I have acquired a total of 457,000 EXP from Tricksters alone. And now we do the fun part, which is second job. So how am I going to handle this? It's pretty straightforward. I plan on just teleporting, or just, well, I don't know if I'm going to teleport, but I'm going to walk back to Kerning City and then just do the job advancement and immediately come back to the tower. That way there's actual progress, because second job is it's just way too much to ignore. I'm not gonna skip it. And that'll be how I handle that. So that's max Lucky 7. I actually calculated those numbers perfectly. And we're doing over 200 damage sometimes. Talk to the Dark Lord. And now we have to kill a whole bunch of these guys to get 30 black marbles. Talk to the Thief Job Instructor one more time. Now, the weird thing is you have to talk to him again, which is easy to mess up. Oh, don't kill things outside of the tower. What are you doing? Talk to the Dark Lord one more time. And we can choose Assassin. And Blink finally becomes an assassin, and we got $50,000 signing bonus. Nothing else though, no other items or anything like that. We did get 1 skill point to use on our new assassin skills. I'm actually very curious what Claw Mastery gives. Accuracy? What? That's... I mean, I guess there are some end-game bosses that have really high avoidability, like the Yakuza boss. That's a weird... That's not what I expected. I thought it would be like ignore defense or just straight weapon attack or something, but no, it's accuracy. Claw booster, haste, critical throw, and drain. So we'll worry more about this when we get back to the tower. I feel like Claw Booster and Critical Throw are going to be the most important. So the weird thing is we need Claw Mastery for this. Like, I need level 5 Claw Mastery to get the 2 skills that I want, which are Critical Throw and Claw Booster. So points are just going into Claw Mastery for now, even though the accuracy is kind of meaningless. Anyway, it's time to head back to Ludibrium, and because Blink is rich as hell now, it's not really a problem to just buy the tickets. So let's head back. And honestly, feels really nice to see Assassin in the bottom left now. After so much time spent as a rogue in the tower, it's gonna be nice to be an Assassin, even though we have another 40 levels of this.
Blank is patiently waiting on the ship to Orbis.
And we're back in the tower once more. Oh boy. All right, let's get down to Tricksters again, because the grind doesn't stop. I wonder where we're at with these Chirpies, because these guys are the ones who drop our throwing stars. Our Kumbi throwing stars. It looks like I'm 3-shotting them, which is not bad. I think we'll be farming these like sooner than I actually think. Oh wow, it's actually definitely possible for me to one-shot now. Yeah, see, there's a one-shot right there. These tricksters are becoming easier and easier every day. And I'm slurring my speech more and more. These tricksters are becoming really easy to kill. Well, I just said I one-shot a trickster. I need a quicker way to traverse the tower. I've been using VIP teleport rocks to get me from like 72nd floor to 40th floor and back and forth and stuff. But that's not sustainable, because I don't want to spend $1 million on teleport rocks in a video game from 2001 or whatever. So I think it's time to head down the furthest we've ever gone in the tower. Maybe buy some potions first, you dummy. And we are going to start, well, it's a little weird. Originally, the plan was to start doing this daily every day, so that I could get the EOS Tower teleport scrolls. But in Artale, they don't actually program it like that. It's a little different, and it's a little more convenient, actually. Basically, if I go down here and do the daily quest that normally you just repeat every day to get more of the teleport scrolls, what actually ends up happening is I unlock the ability to buy them from Gumball Machine directly. And I think they're like 10 or 20k a piece. So that's more expensive, but we will pretty quickly here, I think, reach a point where money kind of doesn't matter anymore. And I think it's probably more convenient since Gumball Machine is sort of our lifeline throughout the entire tower to keep us afloat. Oh god, block golems. We're gonna have to farm those guys soon. Well, maybe not that soon, but eventually. And then there's Hidden Tower here, which also holds some very important drops for us. This is the furthest down we've ever been. We're about to hit Omega Sector soon. Here it is. Okay, wait. Roly-poly 10. Disgruntled roly-poly worker. We just need to get 50 little walnuts, and we can actually kind of reasonably kill these guys now, so... Oh boy, this is gonna take a while though, I think. Blink is still pretty weak. Whoa, what the fuck just happened? Did you guys see that? I tried to pick up the 100% scroll and instead I got like an equip. Okay, shoe jump 100%. That's very funny. Oh wow, this is a Wario overall. That's gonna be worth quite a bit. I love MapleStory World's inability to preload assets, so they have to be streamed, which means the moment they appear for the first time, they take a second to load. Creates some very interesting scenarios. And this is it. This is the end of EOS Tower down here. I love the background of this place, but we're not allowed to leave, so. Outside of there is Omega Sector, but we're not allowed there. We're still hoping for 2 more Earring Luck Scrolls. I actually didn't look up what earrings you can actually even get in the tower. I need to do that probably. Yeah, looks like there might only be 2 pairs of earrings we can even get in the tower at all. Oh, no, sorry, only 1 pair. Sorry, my bad. There's 1 pair of earrings we can possibly get in the tower, and it's the level 45 pansy earrings from block golems. So we got some time until we get those, because we're not going to be killing block golems probably till like close to level 50. Block golems also drop our best in slot claw, which is interesting. So those guys are going to be really, really important for progression. Probably want to get there about as quickly as I possibly can. Was that on the ground? Yes! I think it's time for us to start putting points into dex. Part of the reason I never reset my dex is because this character can't be dexless unless we want to use a Garnier forever. It's possible to get a level 30, 35, and 40 claw in the tower, so we're gonna need a total of 80 dex before we can actually leave. And 1 more point in claw mastery means we actually have access to booster now. So actually, we do still get an increase in kill speed. I'll be honest, can't tell a big difference. I know it's faster. I know it's 2 attack speed levels faster. Doesn't feel like it though. Anyway, that's level 32, and we are still looking. I got a lot of equips. We are still looking for that last Earring Luck Scroll before even considering moving on to a different enemy. I have gained a lot of levels. Currently, we're sitting at level 35, sort of a break point for a lot of second job characters. This is where they can start to use their second job skills. They're actually seeing improvements to their damage output. It's a nice time. You can see here I have about 40 decks. I've been adding decks recently. It's about time that we start moving towards a new claw. And I still have to hunt for it and everything, but the first step to getting a new claw is having the stats to equip it, so that's where the dex comes from. As far as skills go, I got a Minute of Claw booster, which required level 5 claw mastery. For the record, in case anybody's unfamiliar, Claw Mastery doesn't actually increase the damage of Lucky 7 at all. It doesn't stabilize it or even have an impact on the formula in any way whatsoever. It's completely ignored by Lucky 7's damage formula. So for most classes, you want Mastery first. For an Assassin, you don't really care. You just get Mastery because it unlocks Claw Booster and Critical Throw, the latter of which is easily one of the best second job skills, if not the best second job skill, and will increase my damage so much. So that's what I'm working on now. I've been thinking about what steps to take now that I've killed probably about 15,000 tricksters, got to level 35, I have all the spider webs I'll ever need, almost 7,000 of them. It's time to start working on other pieces of gear and working towards more better stuff. In my mind, the next step is going to be hunting Chirpies, because they drop our best in slot throwing stars, actually. The Kumbi throwing stars. Now, I know that Kumbi throwing stars are not that insanely rare, so it is very possible that I will find a set before I get to like level 40 or so, which is when I plan to start hunting for a claw. And because Chirpies are only found on a couple maps, we're basically gonna hang out here and we're gonna have more dynamic, interesting gameplay than standing in one spot and slowly killing tricksters. The 92nd floor is my home for the foreseeable future, until I either reach level 40 or find Kumbi throwing stars. Whatever happens first. The reason that I'm going for throwing stars over a claw is because I can actually use throwing stars immediately and get 6 extra weapon attack from them, which is a noticeable increase in damage. Whereas with a claw, I would still have to level up and still add more points to dex to even have a chance to equip it. I have no idea what level I'll actually be when I can equip like a level 35 or 40 claw. Honestly, I don't have all that much more to say. A lot of this grind, a lot of this character's journey is just a slow grind, going against the grain, doing weird things in the tower. And it's not all that wildly interesting. I've been appreciating it as a very slow, kind of relaxed way to approach old school MapleStory. As far as mesos go, I'm pretty sustainable at this point. I can always go back to tricksters and they're just free money. They basically print money for me. We'll see if Chirpies are sustainable. If I'm two-shotting them, which it appears that I am, they should be sustainable, but we'll have to find out just how sustainable they really are. Because like I said, I have to move around now. I'm at risk of getting hit a lot more often. I can't even see them behind the blue blocks. I'm gonna be killing helis, so we might as well check out what they drop as well. Do they drop anything interesting? Oh, funny enough, and this is actually kind of insane, the helicopter enemies, the helis, they also drop Kumbi throwing stars. So every monster on this map has a chance to drop them, which just means that I'm not being slighted by the odds in any way. I actually forgot about that. I think I knew that at some point. I must have. I wouldn't have done this challenge unless I had done all this research already. Other than that, there's not too much of note. We are literally here for EXP and Kumbis. That's it. After, like, oh, I can't even imagine, maybe a couple dozen hours in the tower, being on the outside of it feels really, really nice. It feels nice to play Assassin the way it's intended to be played, where you jump around, you throw stars, you're moving, and not just sniping enemies from the same exact spot for hours on end. This is a very nice change of pace. My God. Has anybody ever stopped to ask what this thing is? What is the elephant bus? Cool, level 36. Now that I kind of have an idea of how to do that grind, I think it's time to start using our 2x coupons. A claw I don't feel is as rare as throwing stars, and these last until just about September, but I don't think I'll have accomplished everything I want to accomplish in the tower in the next month. So that'll be the plan. From now on, I'm grinding on 2x. This is kind of a cool drop. A Korean fan. I didn't even know these guys dropped this. I'm still looking for those Kumbi throwing stars, but we'll see how good this K fan is. That's actually pretty good. 6 accuracy, 6 avoidability would have been better. Accuracy is really not that helpful. But that's going to be a trophy item for sure. I am 100% holding on to this as a trophy item, because that is a cool drop. It's been a while since Blank has entered the tower, and I just finished using all of my 2x cards. They're all gone. I killed a ton of these little, what are these guys called? Chirpies? Yeah, and I killed a bunch of Hellies as well. And alas, no Kumbi throwing stars, but a lot of other equips. Like an obscene amount. Just look at the number of forked daggers in my inventory. I have 8 of them. So today we are going to, well, I told myself that I wanted to either get Kumbi throwing stars or reach level 40. But because I didn't get Kumbi throwing stars, I actually want to shift the goalpost a little bit here. I want to get a new claw. If I can't get new throwing stars, I can at least try to get a new claw, right? I'm strong enough now that I think I can reasonably do so. So we're gonna go hunt for a level 35 claw from Blocktopus's, and I should be able to equip it at level 41. So I'm making that the new goal now. Level 41 plus a new claw. Look at that, we're over 1 million mesos. So yeah, I could hang out here, kill like drumming bunnies and like planies here. We're looking at like a 4-hit minimum for planies though. And I don't know if there's a high concentration of them anywhere. This just doesn't seem like the greatest approach to finding a new claw. So I'm gonna head to King Blocktopus. Honestly though, no matter what I choose to farm, it's gonna be a struggle anyway. It's not gonna be easy. So we'll just have to deal with that. We'll have to accept that. I'll have to accept that. You just have to sit back and listen to my voice. Regular Blocktopus do drop the level 30 claw. The adamantium guards, they're actually the only monster in the game that drops them. So these are actually kind of a rare item. So we're either hoping for a level 30 claw, which will be 18 attack, or a level 35 claw, which will be 20 attack on average. So both of these guys have a chance to drop claws. I'm ready to grind it out. Let's get started. Oh my god! Oh my god! What? Yes! Let's fucking go! Yes! Oh my god, that didn't even take that long! Yes! Oh my god! You guys, not only did I get it within like an hour of training here, it has 1 extra weapon attack. And I now actually have a good, faster, stronger weapon. Oh my god, that attack speed difference is crazy! That attack speed difference is fucking insane. I have spent dozens of hours using a Garnier. This is so much faster, it's not even close, dude. Oh, I'm so happy right now. I can't believe I got it that quickly. Look how strong and fast I am now. I guess the next step is gonna be going back to try and find Kumbi throwing stars because I'm good now. Holy shit, dude. This is such an upgrade. This is such a good upgrade. Oh, I'm so glad. Okay, so obviously I decided to go to just regular Blocktopusses because I figured getting a level 30 claw would be a lot easier, and I was right. So I guess I'm going back to hunt for Kumbis again. Oh, you know what? There's one more thing I wanted to do. We need to go see Vega. Your boy's not gonna be rocking a clean adamantium guards. Clean? I don't think so. Yeah, I think Blank deserves a little bit of, maybe a claw for attack 100%. Maybe 7 of those would be pretty good. Yeah. 234 range right now. .276 range now with a 26 attack, adamantium guards, 1 above average. I am very happy. Well, that's that. We have achieved level 40 in the tower, which is a pretty good milestone. And I mean, there's probably still more to this that I might want to explore. I feel like getting to level 70, it might take a few more months, but I could definitely do it. I am a little bummed that I never got my throwing stars, but Kumbi throwing stars are best in slot for EOS Tower. And I'm happy to have at least, if nothing else, accomplished getting a new claw. I actually can't believe that I used a Garnier for 30 levels and was like, okay with it. This is a huge, huge improvement. I guess we'll see if there's more to this story. What's going on, everybody? We're back in the tower once more. Well, we're on the outside of the tower right now, so I lied. There are a couple things I need to talk about because I got some things wrong in the last, few clips. You see, I thought that EOS Tower scrolls were sold by Gumball Machine, and to be honest with you, I don't know where I picked up that idea because I don't know if that was ever the case. I also wanted to say goodbye to my spider webs, all 7,000 of them. Ooh, it almost feels bad to sell those, you know? Oh well. Omak pieces, whatever. Get rid of the worn out goggles. I'm gonna hold on to the propellers because I want to keep farming those guys. So I was wrong about the EOS Tower scrolls. My bad. I really did think that they were sold here. I was also wrong, and this one is pretty crazy to me. I was wrong about Hellies and Chirpies. So I actually need to double check. I was wrong thinking that Chirpies dropped Kumbi throwing stars. That's not the case. They actually don't at all. Chirpies do not drop Kumbi throwing stars. And I don't know why I thought, no, that's a lie. I know why I thought they did. Because The old database I was using that I've been using for like 15 years is just wrong. It just gets things wrong. And now we have modern updated databases, so it's time for me to start using the modern databases. It's not 2008 anymore. And I need to adjust to using modern technology, as much as I hate it. No, I don't hate it. But I've gotten a few things wrong lately, and it's really been bugging me, and I wasn't sure why that is. It's because my source was wrong. So I'm kind of scoping out the 74th floor here. This is the only floor that has drum bunnies and helis. No. Floor 60 and floor 59 both have drum bunnies and helis, but let me check out. No way. Okay, so as it turns out, man, I got a lot of stuff wrong. I'm not gonna take responsibility for it though, because my source was shit. I'm using modern sources now. I have better data, better information. We can get a level 50 claw here from the Propellies. We can get a level 50 claw. That's better than the level 40 claw that I thought was our best in slot. So I think I'm gonna go to the 59th floor and farm there, because that has drum bunnies, helis, and propellies. Drum bunnies can drop Mach B throwing stars. Those are, I think they're 19 attack. Man, I got so much stuff wrong. Mach B throwing stars are 19 attack, so those would still be good. Helis obviously drop Kumbi throwing stars, which are even better. And then we have propellies, who can drop our level 50 claw, which is actually our best in slot, not the level 41. I'm gonna scope out the propelli situation for a little bit. Oh my god, they're everywhere. Maybe I won't do this yet. Maybe I won't bother with trying to find a level 50 claw right now, because I probably want to upgrade to a level 40 claw first, so that this grind becomes easier, but there's already so many propellies here. I think I'm just gonna hang out on the 60th floor and we'll call it good there. And I will get to the grind, and I will see you guys whenever I get throwing stars, because I need a throwing star upgrade right now. It sucks that I wasted all my 2x cards, but I learned my lesson. Don't use outdated databases where the information is just wrong. Oh, another thing. These drumming bunnies can also drop a very important ore for us. The dark crystal ore, which I'm going to need for third job. I have to have one, and these guys drop the ores for it. That's pretty crazy. I'm looking at the drop pool right now, and it looks like drumming bunnies are literally the only monster in the tower who drops these. So I would have had to farm these guys eventually anyway. Wow. Well, I thought I was going into this with every piece of knowledge I needed, but as it turns out, I'm still learning as I go. So we're gonna move forward with that information, with that mindset of, I'm probably missing something still, and hopefully we'll thrive within the tower. Now that I know I can get a level 50 claw, that's crazy. That just made things a lot easier. I have been grinding for hours and hours and hours and hours over the past few weeks. I just finished a while ago my Zachem clear in South Perry, so now I'm fully focused. All my Maple Story time is fully focused on blank in the tower. As you can see, I have 3.2 million mesos, some items from the summer event from these little summer cooler boxes. And I have already gone through an entire full inventory of gear, sold it all off to the NPC, and have not found either Kumbis or Mokbis. None of the throwing stars that I need. So there's really not a whole hell of a lot for me to do, except get back to the grind. Also, I'm at 9 out of 10 dark crystal ores. I'm really not worried about the dark crystal ores, because it's taking so long to find throwing stars. There are other things I really want to grind for, and I think this episode might end up being just me getting to 50 and getting a couple items, because it takes a long time to do. It's ridiculous, dude. So with that, I'm going to get back to the grind. Hopefully I can find some throwing stars today. That would be the dream, obviously. But we'll see what happens. So, 20 hours. That is the amount of time that I have spent in EOS Tower 60th floor, grinding from level 40 to 50. And it's kind of ridiculous that I still don't have Kumbi throwing stars. I have acquired an entire stack worth of heli drops and half a stack of drum bunny drops. Yet here I am, throwing starless, and 5 million mesos in cash purely from all of the drops that I've gotten. I have found a lot of stuff and gained 10 levels in the process, and I still am using Subis. So I'm not gonna torture myself any longer by staying here. 10 levels is enough for me right now. I think it's time we move on to something bigger and better. As you can see, I also found Red Sonata. Those drop from Hellies, I think, and that's one of, if not the best hat I'll be able to get in the tower. Honestly, I'm kind of disappointed, if I can be completely honest. I'm pretty disappointed. We currently have the summer event going on. I have been so busy playing South Parry that I haven't even really been able to dive into Artail for the summer event at all. So there are other things I could farm, specifically from, I don't remember if it's from Propellies or Planies. I think there's a purple version of these airplane enemies, and I think those guys drop something of value for me. You can see I two-shot these guys pretty consistently. But I'm done with the throwing star hunt for now. I'll revisit it again in the future at some point, maybe, but it's burned me so hard at this point, I'm like, damn, dude, I don't know if I want to even keep going. Anyway, today I have other things that I want to farm, and hopefully I'll probably try to do this for the next 10 levels, and then at level 60 we'll figure out where we're going, because at that point we'll only have 10 levels left before becoming a hermit, and then most of the journey is already done. Here we go. Welcome to Hidden Tower, one of my favorite maps in the game. And let's see, are we 3-shotting these guys? I think we're 3-shotting them. So that's gonna be a little rough. Hopefully we're not 4-shotting. Yeah, it looks like we'll comfortably 3-shot if I get good crit rolls. But there's a lot of stuff that we can acquire from these king block golems, regular block golems, and the Rombot that spawns actually very frequently here. In fact, it spawns so often it might actually be worth it for me to just stay on this platform and farm it specifically. I am going to seriously bleed potions farming here. Ooh, this guy's got some health on him, dude. I need to take a look at a real accurate drop table, a real accurate database, and figure out what kind of stuff I can get here, because I think this is going to be my new training spot for the next 10 levels. And it's going to be pricey, but that doesn't really matter because I've farmed so much money from the low-level monsters I have been training on. Let's take a look at the database and see what we can get. The block golems drop the level 40 earrings that we can use our 100% luck scrolls on. They drop a dark avarice, which would be a weapon upgrade. The king block golems drop the level 40 top and bottom, which could actually be useful for us. They also drop 10% bottom wear decks, which is probably very rare and very specific. If I do get them, I'll try throwing them on some pants, but I'll probably only get like 1 or 2 at most in the next 10 levels. The ROM bots have a very interesting drop. You see, they drop the level 50 blood slain, level 50 claw. This is not the only level 50 claw we can get in the tower. There is actually the steel slain that's available to us, but I don't want to farm for that right now. But those are basically all of the highlights. There's like nothing else interesting or valuable here. It's just that stuff, and you know, that's tower life for you. You spend a month getting 1 upgrade because, well, how else are you gonna get it? You're gonna go buy it? That defeats the whole purpose. So I guess the grind starts, but you know, this is humbling me. It's making me feel pretty weak here. Maybe I can get a dark avarice early, or maybe a blood slain lucky drop at some point. I'm not really counting on that. I will say that it is quite likely for me to get an avarice. So hopefully I'll come out of this with a level 40 claw. Hopefully. And maybe earrings. That's the bar for EOS Tower progression. Just, I can get a pair of earrings and maybe a new weapon if I'm lucky. Can't get throwing stars though. No, those are too rare. It's nice to be training on something that's not on a very complex map that requires very specific movement to traverse. But you know, also in the past 10 levels, I've also started leveling up haste, and that's almost maxed. So there's really, outside of haste and then finishing up haste and then finishing up claw booster, there's nothing else of value to get in second job. Assassin's really easy with their skill build, honestly. I think the most disappointing part of not finding the Kumbi throwing stars is that there's no story. The story is now, I grinded 10 levels and didn't find them. So there's no satisfying progression at all in that regard. The story is just that I didn't find them. And I get that throwing stars and bullets are rare in Artale, but I feel like the amount of monsters I killed, I should have seen 1. Especially because we're talking about low tier throwing stars here. But, you know, maybe I'm delusional. But this Kumbi throwing star grind has thrown me for a loop. It has really seriously made me question a lot of stuff that I had planned to do. If Kumbi throwing stars are this rare, how the hell am I going to find anything else of value? 20 hours I grinded. 20 hours, dude. I feel like if I did 20 hours of grinding in original MapleStory, I'd find a couple sets. I don't know. I just feel like Artale really over-tweaked those. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to go buy potions and actually get to the grind now. Okay, so hold on a second. Something weird just happened. I just found an entire Dex crystal from, I presume, a ROM bot, but none of the databases are showing that ROM bots drop Dex crystals. So You know, we can always hope for a perfect database and just end up not finding one. The only two databases I know of both show that Dex crystals do not drop from anything. They're only rewarded from In Search of the Book of Ancient, which is a quest line that I'll probably have to do eventually anyway. I don't think that matters all that much, really, but it's worth pointing out. Because I might actually, if they drop all crystals, I might be able to get dark crystals straight up from Rombots. And that would be helpful because it means I don't have to go refine my dark crystal ores. I guess we shall see. All right, I just did an XP test. 10 minutes, I got 52,000 XP. On the road to 60, we're looking at about a 30-hour grind. And, you know, that's not horrible. It's probably going to take a while. I don't expect... Honestly, I'd be surprised if I'm level 70 by, like, November, I think would be, like, good time for me. And if you're watching this in the future, way after it's being posted in like the supercut or whatever, that's like 2 months from now. So we'll see what I actually achieve. But I'm optimistic that the next 30 hours here in Hidden Tower will go by pretty quickly. Because this is an easy grind compared to jumping around the outside of the tower. This is super mindless. Alright, so I'm pretty tired right now. I'm about to head to bed, but I've been doing a little bit of grinding and I got my Summer Flame medal, which I'm very excited about. It's really like nothing special, but I love event medals. Generally speaking, if there's an event going on, I want to get the medal for it. That's what I did on my Corsair with the Christmas medal. Super into that. Want to get back to playing my Corsair, actually. I've been thinking about that a lot lately. Hidden Tower is proving to not be as big of a drain on the potions as I thought it would be. And that's really nice, actually, because I was very worried about that. I really thought this would be a huge problem. It's turning out to not be a problem. I'll probably just stop at 75% and try to level up tomorrow. I got a long road ahead of me for this grind, and there's no real reason to rush it. Oh my god, I have been using a white tube top for 52 levels. Jesus Christ. Alright, let's go ahead and equip this khaki shadow. That is a 3 dex increase, putting me up to 99. Pretty good. That's more than I need for anything that I can get in the tower. But I'll let you guys in on a little secret. Alright, it's end of the day for me. I'm kind of getting tired. I'm at 80%. So yeah, I'm just, it's end of the day. I'm kind of tired. I got another new equip, finally something to add to my equip screen. The XP here is really nice. I'm really liking this grind. I'm also getting like weirdly attached to this character. So I want to let you guys in on a little secret. It's not really that big of a secret. It's something I've been thinking about since I started playing this character. Was what's the like long-term progression for him? You know, what do? I get to level 70 and then I'm just done? Well, for now, I want to reveal the next part of the plan because we're not, I wouldn't say we're close, but we're probably over the hump, especially as far as interesting stuff goes. So the plan is right now to try and get Kumbi throwing stars and a steel slain. If I can get both of those, I plan on leaving the tower at level 70. But I don't know if I want to make those, if I want to make that Kumbi throwing stars and level 50 claw like a hard requirement for leaving the tower, or if I'm cool with just getting to 70. After level 70, I plan on expanding to the greater Ludibrium area. Maybe even all of Ludus Lake, because that would unlock more interesting content. I'll think more about it and actually have a real conclusion. I don't know if I've ever actually said this in this series so far, but that has kind of always been the plan. And as I continue to play this character more, I find myself really liking it more. So I think I'm just gonna keep playing it until it stops being fun. And right now that is not the case. It's actually weirdly fun. I'm excited to get on and start grinding. Killing Rombots and block golems is actually kind of fun. Again, this would be nearly impossible to do without Artail's removal of minimum attack range. So that's cool. Artail really is kind of perfect for this EOS Tower challenge. But yeah, that's the plan. I want to get to level 70 and I want to expand to more content because there's a lot more that, even just staying in Ludibrium, you can get a lot of stuff. I can get claws, I can get gigantics, I can get scarabs, I can get casters, I can get, no wait, I don't know if I can get casters, but I know I can get black mambas. Can't remember if casters are available or not. Either way, I can get, actually, I can literally get up to steelies and, no, my bad, sorry. You can actually get best in slot stars here. Well, not technically best in slot, unless there is an area boss somewhere who drops Huabies. Because I think in Artail those are better. Here, I'm making a lot of claims. Let me look up some of this information before I start making claims about stuff and make myself look dumb again. But we can get Ilbies here from the Spirit Vikings. It's not necessarily something I plan on farming for, but you never know what's going to happen with this character. We're still kind of early on into this character's progression. I really don't know what the end goal is. I kind of just thought starting out in EOS Tower would be really fun, and now I'm level 52 and I'm still enjoying it. So I think level 70 definitely is doable. This grind, it's a little boring at times. I would say that the hunt for throwing stars was really painful, but this grind, the hidden tower grind, has been a lot more pleasant to me. There's like a million things that I could sit here and talk about doing in the future, but right now I think I'm just gonna keep going for a little while, try to find a claw upgrade if I can. I kind of don't want to go back to Hellies. Maybe a break from farming there will be good for a while, and I can go back and farm a little more, and it wouldn't be that bad. I don't know. It's just that's the only throwing star upgrade I can get. Yeah, I'm tired, man. But I'm chilling. I'm hanging out in the tower. I'm having a good time. I'm hoping that this video can contain some interesting content, because one of the problems that I've now run into is the summer event started, but I can't really participate in a lot of it because it's region locked. You have quests that you need to claim in El Nath, stuff in Florina, stuff that you have to do in any town that Gaga is in. It's like, I can't do any of that. I just can't. I can't do any of that. So I can't even really do much with the summer event. I did try playing my Dragon Knight a bit recently, but I don't know. I feel like that character just has been finalized, and I just don't really want to do anything else on it. But I'm really enjoying this character, and I always have my Corsair to go back to. It's tough. Progression in this context is tough because, like I said, I could make a video talking about the summer event. That would be cool, but I can't do it because of the entire premise of this character. But hey, eventually we'll get to level 70 and get out of the tower and have a lot more stuff that we could possibly do. But for now, I need to stop talking. I need to just grind out this level and go to bed. Ooh, that's a pretty big get. That's some extra damage right there. Hell yeah, dude. Thank you very much. All right, that's level 54. Not really a milestone particularly, but I have some thoughts. Honestly, I'm a little confused. Maybe not confused so much as I am disappointed in my RNG. Let me do my stats and skills, so 5 more into luck. Max out haste. 2 more into claw booster. This is where we're at with skills, by the way. I have max crit throw, max haste, about to have max claw booster, and then I'm doing claw mastery, and I should probably get drain. Yeah, I should probably get drain. This is a gear check. Clean red Sonata, strawberry ice cream bar, clean khaki shadow, old jean capris, my adamantium guards, my Subi throwing stars, and my clean red white lined boots, plus this metal, which is actually really good. And I've gotten none of the items that I was looking for. No earrings, no throwing stars, no claws, nothing. Just 30 hours of nothing. And it's a little disappointing from my perspective, maybe not as much from your perspective, but from my perspective, I always try to make my videos interesting and worth watching, right? So to have an entire episode now that's just leveling up and hunting for items I never got, that kind of sucks. That's a little disappointing. It's not what I would prefer, but I gotta make videos, so this video will probably just end up being maybe a couple more levels. I really don't know. I have to look at the footage and see how much I have. For all I know, I could have more than enough footage as it is. It's just gonna be a lot of me talking though. A whole lot of that. It's fun making progression videos for MapleStory because nothing ever happens in this game. It's just a slow grind. And you have to manufacture your own stories out of that. Today, I need to make one of my monthly Patreon update videos. For those of you who might not know, every month since January 2025, I've been posting a lengthy update video on my Patreon to keep people in the loop of what I'm planning, what I'm working on, what I'm thinking, etc. It looks like I only need 13 more monsters to get today's reward. So if that's something that's interesting to you, I recommend go checking it out. It's available to all tiers. You don't have to be a big dog to get access to it. But listen, here's the thing. You're all big dogs in my heart, okay? It's nice to see how much stronger Blink has become, starting out from nothing to now hitting over 1,000 damage sometimes. That's pretty good. Let's sell off all this stuff. So grinding in Hidden Tower has been very fun. I've never done it as I guess I should equip these, yeah. It's technically an upgrade, not really. This is a tiny upgrade. I've never grinded in Hidden Tower as a ranged class because it's not possible. Like, you don't do that on ranged characters. Unless we're playing a modernized version of MapleStory where there's no minimum range requirement. So it's been really interesting being a ranged class because I thought it would be more of a potion drainer than it is. It's really not much of a potion drainer at all. These guys, if you're going to give us potions, at least make them valuable. And the more I think about it, the more I can see myself playing this character long term. So it's a little off brand for me, but I think I'm going to keep playing this character for a very long time until it gets boring as well, which is the curse, you know? That's the curse of being me and playing MapleStory. Whenever something gets boring, I just don't want to do it anymore, and then I move on to the next thing. So we'll see what kind of distance Blink can actually go. These are, as far as I know, these are the best monsters to farm for the remainder of my time in the tower. And we'll see just how long that ends up being, because there are still things I want to farm. I still need to try to get throwing stars. I would like to get a level 50 claw, which I can get here from the ROM bots, but these guys are not the greatest for farming drops. I mean, it takes me a while to kill them. Just look at this. They have 11,000 HP, I think, if what I remember looking at the database is correct, but for all I know, that could be totally wrong. Who knows anymore? The old MapleStory databases are just the Wild West of information. It's like, well, my buddy said that he got Ilbies from a snail, so alright, we'll add it to the database. Maybe they're just super, super rare, I don't know. This whole episode so far has been a series of failures from my perspective. Yes, I have obtained a lot of experience, can't deny that. That's really good. Going from level 40 to 54, that's pretty good, and I'll probably be level 55 pretty soon here. Today is the last day that I'm going to be working on this episode. I have here 2 times drop coupons, 2 of them, total of 1 hour from the daily check-in login reward. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 2 times drop coupons, 2 helis, and see if I can get really lucky with a Kumbi throwing star drop. If not, so be it. That'll be the end of the episode anyway. But before I even go there, I have to make use of the remaining bonus XP, burning time, whatever it is that happens when you kill a certain number of enemies and then you get extra XP for a while. I don't even know what they call it in Artale, but it's part of the summer event, and you can use it 15 times a day. I have a few uses left today, and I want to make use of them. And then I will head to Helly's and try desperately to make this episode worthwhile. Well, it's been an hour, and these are all the equips that I found in that hour of 2 times. A lot of stuff. 18 equips I think I got, something like that. And that's gonna have to do it for now. I don't know if I'll ever find these throwing stars, to be completely honest with you. I feel like I've been looking for them for like my lifetime, and hopefully I'll find them before reaching level 70? Maybe it would be a better idea to just head straight to farming Tobies after becoming a hermit. Who knows? So we're still in the tower, obviously, and we've spent a few episodes here. I think it's been fun, but I also think this might be the last episode that takes place strictly within the tower. So today I begin my grind to level 70, at which point I can leave the tower. I will have achieved my goal of getting 10 to 70 within EOS Tower exclusively, except for the 2 levels that I did outside of the tower because I wasn't going to waste my time. Especially after that 20-hour grind for Kumbi throwing stars that resulted in nothing. I'm kind of ready to move on. I don't want to spend that long farming for throwing stars that are super low tier like that when I could just go for Toby's.
Level 56!
I mean, that would be fun. Add some... Oh, man. I found a level 50 weapon, but it wasn't the one I've been looking for. Fuck. All right. Just real quick here, I'm gonna go ahead and buy a few book bags because I'm noticing that my backpack's getting filled up and it's like only a few bucks to just go ahead and do this. I bought 6 of them. I didn't mean to buy 6 of them. I only meant to buy 5 of them. I wasn't counting. All right, 220 slots. Very good. I'll be completely honest, I never really thought I would come back to this character. But for some reason, I got the itch. Of course, this is right at the tail end of the anniversary event, so I missed out on a lot of stuff. Could have potentially gotten to Maple Skanda because I would have gotten to level 70 probably before the end of the event. Could have gotten out of the tower, claimed a Maple Skanda, would have been an awesome weapon, but that's okay. I'm actually not really that torn up about it. I could care less. I'd rather use regular gear because everyone uses Maple weapons. They're too good. So at this point, I don't really have anything else to say. There's nothing else I want to farm in the tower. I've spent so many hours here and the RNG has been a little off, I would say. I haven't really gotten most of the stuff I was looking for, and I'm ready to move on to the next chapter of Blank's progression, which in my mind is the rest of Ludibrium and maybe all of Ludus Lake. I actually don't know. We'll find out, won't we?
I just reached level 66, but I forgot to record it. Whoopsie.
Well, we finally did it. Blank has officially reached level 70, which means I have done levels 12 to 70 entirely within the tower. I have a lot of thoughts on my time in the tower, but we can talk about that later. For now, let's go get our reward, my reward for all of this insane fucking grinding that I've done, and finally become a hermit. This officially means that Blank has earned his freedom from the tower. Why is this not a teleport? And is now allowed to roam the greater Ludus Lake area. For now, we'll restrict it just to Ludibrium. There are a lot of places we can explore. We have Omega Sector, Korean Folktown, Ellen Forest, if it's actually in Artale. I'm not sure if it is or not. As well as all of Ludibrium. So there's plenty for us to do now, and we'll finally have some new skills, something kind of interesting to do. I think the idea of the EOS Tower series and being restricted to just leveling within it is a fun idea conceptually, but in practice, it just kind of sucks. It just kind of sucks. And maybe it's just because the 100 hours I spent there was so unproductive outside of simply leveling up. But man, I was not happy. I'm not happy with what I actually achieved. And now Blank can become a hermit. I can get my reward. We can maybe get better gear than some of the most basic baby's first character. I'm using a claw that's less than half my level. That's ridiculous, dude. That's fucking ridiculous. Last time we were in Orbis Tower, we were a lot weaker. But now Blank has earned his freedom, and we can go to the larger Ludus Lake area, which will be fun. That means a lot of quests, a lot of random little equips, some upgrades, and potential like end game stuff. Though when I say end game, I'm talking about like pre-4th job end game, which is very different than the actual Artale end game. I still have plans for Blank. I still have a lot of stuff I want to do, and I'm definitely going to keep playing this character. I was very torn for a long time after my 60 plus hours of progression where I didn't achieve anything I wanted to achieve, and I was kind of just leveling up very slowly in the tower. But now that I've pushed through the grind from 60 to 70, I'm feeling a lot better about future stuff, because now I can go to the rest of Ludus Lake. I did level 12 to 70 in the tower, and I feel pretty good about that. I think that's an achievement in and of itself. Anyway, we're almost here at Elnath. I think this is where you go to begin the 3rd job quest. It's actually been so long since I did it, I'm not 100% sure. Maybe I don't need to be going here at all yet. You know, it's really funny. Most of the time that I'm here, it's because I'm playing South Parry. And I'm farming mesos or something, or like looking for an explosion weapon. Never really train at Snowy Hill in regular Maple Story, huh? Okay, Eric. I want to advance to the 3rd job as a Rouge. Not a rogue, a Rouge. What brings you to me? You want to become a stronger Rouge through your 3rd job advancement, do you? Well, I think one of the first things I should do is probably get better potions, because these only restore 500 HP. I'm also nearing about 2,000 mesos. 2,000 mesos? 2,000 HP. So 1,000 of these is 1.1 mil. I'm so familiar with Unagi. Back in the day, I used to have to buy Unagi at a very low level because I always played warriors, and this was before New Leaf City's very powerful potions were available. So I was spamming Unagi by the mid-30s at the latest. Now we gotta go back to Kerning City.
Blank is patiently waiting on the ship to Victoria Island.
We're here at Kerning City. Talk to the Dark Lord. I've never actually read that dialogue before. This is probably the first time in my life that I've ever bothered to read that dialogue. So that's part of why I'm doing it. I'm kind of curious what it says. Okay, Monkey Swamp. Is it all the way in Monkey Swamp 2? This is a nice obscure map. Oh, that's right. That's right. These maps are weird. The portal is actually the house. Yeah, I forgot about that. So here we are, Monkey Swamp 2, or as RTL calls it, Monkey Swamp IL. Monkey Swamp IL. Like the magician. Okay, it's a strange looking cracked dimension that seems to lead to another world. Would you like to approach it? Yes, please. All right, not too bad. A little dangerous because he hits so hard, dude. Like, you just barely have enough HP to survive that. All right, back at Dark Lord. Incredible, you've defeated my clone and brought back the Black Charm. Great, with this, your strength has sufficiently been proven. As far as power goes, you seem more than ready for the third job advancement. Okay, finally back. It seems you've successfully completed the task given by Dark Lord. I knew you could do it. However, don't forget that the second test still awaits you. Bring that necklace to me, and I will recognize you and make you an even stronger archer. So, nobody proofread this. I might be the first person in the history of the game to read this text. So, before we go do that, actually I need to go refine these dark crystal ores. I only got 2 of them, so I only got 2 chances. Now, way back in the day, there used to be a restriction that I believe only Alcaster could refine dark crystals. But that was eventually changed, and you had to do like a whole quest line, and it was a huge pain in the ass. But now you can just, you know, do this. All right, let's not get this wrong. Travel Ice Valley 2, one of my favorite maps in the game, and one I've spent a lot of time at on my Dragon Knight. Very fond memories. Head into the dungeon of Elnath. Interestingly, this dungeon used to have a timer that has kind of, that element of Deep Elnath has sort of been lost to time. But if you watch old videos of people training in the Elnath dungeon, which is the region we just entered, you will find that there was indeed a timer, and you were limited on how long you could stay here. I don't understand what the lore reason behind it was, but I always thought it was interesting how that kind of disappeared. I always thought that was kind of fascinating. Let's do the test. If you wish to be tested for wisdom, offer a dark crystal. Are you ready to answer the questions after offering the dark crystal? Good. From now on, I will test your wisdom. If you answer all the questions correctly, you will pass the test. However, if you tell a single lie along the way, you must start the challenge over from the beginning. Then, let's begin. Which of the following items dropped by monsters is incorrect? Well, Sturge Wings, I don't think those exist. No, Wraiths, hold on, Sturge Wings are real. Wow, I can't fucking talk. Sturge Wings are real. Wraiths don't drop tablecloths, they drop like something else. It is the truth. I will wait for your next answer. Which of the following monsters cannot be found in Maple Island Firebore? Cannot be found in Maple Island Firebore. It is the truth. I will wait for your next answer. Which monster does not have wings? Ribbon Pig. Ribbon Pig definitely doesn't have wings. It is the truth. I will wait for your next answer. Which of the following is not an undead monster? Junior Boogie 2. Zombie Mushroom is undead. Master Kronos is undead. Junior Boogie is undead. And Soul Teddy is undead. This one I don't know. I'm going to go with my gut and say Junior Boogie 2. Yeah, okay, that's weird. Junior Boogie 2 is not undead. What the hell is Junior Boogie 2, dude? I don't know what they're referring to, honestly. There are some monsters that have multiple entries, like fairies and Junior Boogies, but I don't understand that one, if I'm being completely honest. What is the name of the map where the Dark Lord is located in Kerning City? I don't know this one. I'm going to say Thieves' Hideout. Oh, I was right. It is the truth. I will wait for your next answer. I acknowledge that there are no lies in your answer. This proves your wisdom as well. Take this necklace and go back. You know what I really need to do is buy return scrolls. Now that I'm going to be traveling around more than just the tower, I need to buy nearest town return scrolls. So I'm finding myself having to walk back everywhere I go. And it's very annoying. Oh, I could just die. Okay, cool. Oh, it seems you successfully found the sanctuary and wisely answered its question. I never imagined you would pass the second test. Truly impressive. Great! From now on, you will be known as Hermit. We did it. Blank is a hermit. And it feels pretty nice. Let's check out our new skills. So it looks like I can actually, you're supposed to get 3 SP. No. You get 5 ability points. You're supposed to get 5 ability points for getting third job. That's what it is. You don't get those in Artale, I guess. Lots of cool skills I could get. I'm going to go ahead and start maxing Shadow Partner because it's just such a huge increase in damage. Getting flash jumps just going to have to wait. Straight up, it's just going to have to wait. Ooh, that's cool. There's something else I'm going to go ahead and do now while I'm thinking of it. Head to the cash shop. I'm going to go ahead and buy the pet auto skill. Okay, pet auto skill. Purchased that. And this is definitely a case where I'm just going to go ahead and just straight up use the money. Also, something interesting about Shadow Partner that I've talked about before in I really need to stop recording and go sleep before I keep playing. I'm just stuttering over all my words. In the Night Lord retrospective video, I mentioned this, but Shadow Partner in its original form has a lot of end lag. If you look at me using it here, I can walk pretty quickly after using the skill, but in Vanilla Maple Story, it was kind of like more like this. Was kind of more the timing of when you were able to start moving again. And because of that, people would use Shadow Partner on ropes specifically because if you used it on a rope, it didn't have that end lag. So, you know, Shadow Partner's cool. Oh, that's so cool. We could throw 4 of our little Subi throwing stars. Such a cool thing to be level 70 and only have Subis. But there is still one more thing that we need to do before we go back to Ludus Lake. We need to do Alcaster's quest to unlock the ability to buy summoning rocks. Summoning rocks are pretty much mandatory. They're so rare as a drop that I can't really farm them anywhere. I mean, I wish I could tell you that I can just go find a monster to farm a whole bunch of summoning rocks off of, and it would be great. Like, you know, maybe clocks, right? Like clocks drop them. But the truth is they're very rare. I've gotten 23 in 100 hours of game time, and it just makes more sense to allow Blank to buy them from Alcaster, from the source. So that's what we're going to do. I now need to complete this whole quest line. I genuinely don't know what it entails, but I'm very sleepy. I need to go to bed, and then tomorrow I'll come back. We can do this quest. I'll spend pretty much all of my mesos on summoning rocks, and we can start making some forward progress towards other goals, because there's a lot more that I could do now, and I'm very excited to have all of Ludus Lake at my disposal. I have awoken from my slumber. I feel like I've made that joke before in a video, in a Maple Story video. Okay, hi. Oh, I forgot. I forgot. I got Shadow Partner. That scared me. This is a war book, and its location has been unknown except to the millions of people who have found it to complete this quest. It will be impossible for you to locate the book without any information on its whereabouts. That's generally a statement I would mostly agree with. Looks like we're going to Orbis, though. Look how many. Each one of these segments is a step in this quest line. I'm not joking. I so bad wish I was. Oh my god, I'm gonna be here for a couple hours. Where the hell is Hella? I have a couple ideas as to who Hella is. I'm pretty sure Hella is the one in Cloud Park. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it has been at least 10 years since I've done this quest line. Minimum, bare minimum, 10 years. Nope, this is Spiruna. Spiruna is involved with the Book of the Ancient quest line, I'm like 99% sure, but not now, here now. Okay, I reached Elma. This is not, what? This is a different person. A good friend of hers lives in Elnath. His name is Jade, and he's been friends with Hella since childhood, so he may have a clue as to where she might have went. So now we're looking for Hella, who's gone missing. Ah, this is a bot. Kurumjela Hadti? Yeah, that's a fucking bot. Anyway, I'm worried about this friend of mine in Orbis who disappeared. I wonder what happened to her. So now this quest has become about Hella missing. Hella left home soon after losing her mother a few months ago. It'll be hard to find her. I think you should give up on the search too. That sounds like something a friend would say. Now we gotta go back to Elma, the gatekeeper. Miss Hella's late mother's keepsake. We're looking for an old lady. I wonder who that could be. Okay, we're back at Cloud Park 4. Let's talk to Spiruna. Who else could it be, right? If I go to Spiruna and it's not her again, I'm gonna fucking uninstall the game. God damn it. An old lady. Yes, Spiruna. We knew that. We didn't need you to tell me to talk to her. I could have just gone to her. Okay, we're 4 out of 100 segments into the quest. Finally, time to talk to Spiruna. Looking for the old lady. I'm working on an important spell, so don't bother me. And leave this house immediately. I kind of think this quest is not in the dungeon. I think it's further earlier. Yeah, that's it. Rock covered in snow. Amidst the pile of snow-covered rocks, I see a something shining. Give it to me. Okay, back to Spiruna. We did this. Black Crystal is cracked, and she thinks we did it. So now we gotta talk to her assistant. Okay, we need fairy dust. So we gotta go talk to Creel the fairy. That is, of course, obviously, to fix the cracked crystal. I don't know where Creel is. Is she here? Yeah. I need fairy dust. Oh man, I actually have to gather stuff. 100 Star Pixie star pieces, 50 Lunar Pixie moon pieces, and 30 Luster Pixie sun pieces. That'll actually not be too hard. I'm fairly strong, but yeah, I'm gonna have to kill things outside of the tower like legitimately and not just passively by accident. Time to use my very, very weak shadow partner for this as well. Just because I can. Oh, that did 200 damage with a crit? What the fuck? Am I the strongest Hermit? Feels so good to throw 4 throwing stars instead of just 2. Nightlord is just so fucking fun. I'm gonna run out of summoning rocks very quickly here. I think I have like 8 left. Oh my god. Finally done. There's nothing quite like the level 70 Hermit who has level 1 shadow partner. Barely hitting 4-digit damage. That's a fun place to be. Riel, I got your stuff. All right, there's the fairy dust. Awesome. Now I think we need to bring it back to Spiruna. She thought we cracked it. Obviously we didn't, but she's stupid and doesn't know that. Oh, Hella is her assistant. Genuinely did not know that off the top of my head. This book is so important that the descendant of the author is a famous person. What did I get though? Scroll for cape for weapon defense 60%. Dude, I don't even have a cape. A few days ago, while checking out the landscape around town, I found a small tomb deep in the valley of Snowfield. Maybe that tomb has something to do with it. Let's go check it out. Also, I got shoe dex 60%, avoidability and accuracy. Like the two worthless stats for a hermit. But we got him, it worked. So where are we going now is the question. I don't actually know. We are about halfway through the quest line. I'm kind of enjoying doing this quest with no guide. We'll take the ring off of the corpse. Great idea, by the way, to do that. This is the old ring. You should look for Skater the Hunter. Okay. Why did we bring it to Alcaster? Just so we could tell us, I don't know what that is. I think that's the purpose of this quest. Back in the day, a lot of MMOs would do stuff like this, where important stuff was locked behind really annoying, tedious quest lines that kind of just had you going back and forth, doing the same thing over and over again. And this is one of the many legendary ones. Looks like I'll be taking care of this ring for a while. So he just took the ring from us and now we have to... Okay, he just takes the ring from us and now we have to get it. We have to earn it back. So yeah, what I was saying a minute ago about these quests just being annoying for the sake of kind of wasting your time. Hey, that's what this game used to be. At least in a game like World of Warcraft, when you attuned to raids, it felt weighty, you know, it felt like there was purpose behind it. And I guess that's kind of the idea, is this is a very important unlock for certain classes, primarily hermits. So I guess I kind of get why things were designed like this, but you wouldn't see the games designed like this nowadays. You just really, truly wouldn't. And that's the charm of Old Maple Story. See, this is where my low damage is really gonna show. It's taking me like 3 or 4 hits to kill these level 55 monsters with Shadow Partner. There is a low chance of me getting throwing stars here though. I think Hector's drop Kumbi throwing stars. That sure as hell would be a nice little upgrade. Wink, wink. Well, I'm out of summoning rocks and I'm about halfway through this step of the quest. So we're just back to double throw. It's not like Shadow Partner was doing all that much damage right now or anything, but it does suck to have to go back to just using Lucky 7. It's okay, we're almost done with this quest line. And then I can have all the summoning rocks I want. Oh my god, finally. That one took a while. I'm so weak. This is actually worse than block golems because it takes me so long to kill them compared to block golems, and they don't give enough XP in return. Okay, wolf skin, we did it. We got 30 elixirs, cool. Take the ring and find the 4 wise men in Victoria Island. Oh my god, dude. How far are we? Okay, so like not really, basically almost 2/3 of the way through. Versus Perion, I'm gonna go ahead and assume they're talking about dances with Balrog. Yeah, I thought so. You're looking for the Book of the Ancient. I don't know where it is. I do have something that may give you a clue. Give me 2 power crystals and I'll help you find the Book of Ancient. Wow. This could be a big problem if they all ask for their respective crystals, because I only have enough for power and luck. And I also don't think you can refine these here. So I have to go back. Maybe Sleepywood you can refine them. Maybe Sleepywood. There might be a quest line you have to do to access refine raw gems. No, doesn't look like it. So my options now are to go back to Elnath and refine this. or don't do the quest, basically. Togain, refine my crystals. 2 power crystals, please. While I'm here, I might as well refine my other crystals. I was only able to get 2 luck, 2 power. If I need others, I'm gonna have to go farm for them. I got rid of my dex crystal. I thought I wouldn't need it for anything. Big mistake. Okay, did it. Now we need to go to Alinea, and I just have a feeling that it's going to be asked of me to find wisdom crystal ores, which means another long grind because I have to go get them. Grindel, what do you need from me, bud? Is it, yep. Okay, well, I have to go farm wisdom crystal ores. Let's figure out a monster in Ludibrium who drops those. So, good news is there is an easy monster. The toy soldiers, Trojan horses, those guys drop them. So let's head back to Ludibrium and get this poppin'. I did a little bit more looking around. I actually changed my mind. I'm gonna go to Master and regular Robos because they also, both of them drop a Slain. One drops the Steel Slain, one drops the Sapphire Slain. I'm gonna train there just to give myself a little bit of hope of maybe getting a weapon upgrade, because that would be a big weapon upgrade too, even if I 100% it. And they both drop wisdom crystal ores, so it's gonna be a little harder to kill, but you know, I need to motivate myself to do this grind some way, somehow. I'm not excited about having to do it. Ooh! Ooh! An actual thing! 3 decks. Well, it's an overall. It doesn't beat the decks that I have currently on my equips, but if I get overall deck scrolls, I can scroll that. That's the first thing I've gotten in a very long time.
Oh my god! Yes!
Oh my god, you guys. Oh my god. Yes. Oh, thank you. Oh, I'm so relieved right now. Jesus Christ. This is the first upgrade I've gotten on this character in months. It's not a big upgrade, but it is an upgrade. I don't know if there's an attack speed difference. Is there? I don't think so. I think all claws. Oh, and a green china. 5 luck? That's really good. Does that doesn't preclude me from equipping the claw either. I still have 95 dex. Wow, dude. Yeah. I have needed that dopamine hit on this character for so long. It's just been mind-numbing grinding in the tower with no drops. And then I finally get access to Shadow Partner, but I have to do this grind to get the ores because I don't have quite enough. But I did it. I got my claw. And I'm debating now whether I want to just straight up 100% it, because it is only level 50. It might be worth just getting that 35 attack claw and calling it good for now. Or, well, I guess before I make a decision, let me see what drops level 60 and 70 claws. Let me take a look. Oh, I'm so relieved right now. While we're still in the process of completing Alcaster's Book of Ancient questline, it is worth going over the claws I have available to me in Ludus Lake. For now, we'll simply focus on Ludibrium-specific drops though. For level 60 claws specifically, our only options are the Gigantics. Since I missed the anniversary event, Scandas are simply not an option for me. Between these 4 claws, only 3 of them are available from these monsters. Clocks drop 10% earring dex scrolls as well, which is a potential future grind, but not something I'm likely to do anytime soon. Soul Teddies have glove attack 60% in their drop pool, but we'll have to see how easy they are to farm. They have 7600 HP after all. Finally, the Dark Gigantic drops from Timer, a Ludibrium-specific area boss. This guy has a lot of useful scrolls on his drop table, so this is the most likely source of my next claw. Having learned this, I ultimately decided to 100% scroll the Slain. I would greatly benefit from the short-term damage gain without hurting myself too much in the long run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that is our 35 attack Sapphire Slain. I don't really want to expand beyond the confines of Ludibrium quite yet, but I am very seriously considering allowing Korean Folktown and Omega Sector just for the sake of more content. We'll see how I feel about that moving forward. My God, you guys, the relief I feel right now having gotten my first upgrade. You know, we are still using Subis. Yes, we're still using Subi throwing stars. But it's a process, right? Master Robos, I mean, I'm not saying that they're the best monster in the game, but they're the best monster you can kill in the game in MapleStory is Pract. So it's very lucky that I also got my Claw as my first equip drop, besides the overall I got from regular Robos. I'm glad I stuck with these guys. And that's the end of our time in the tower. I wish it was more exciting. I wish there had been more development. I wish we had actually found the things we were looking for. It seems our luck with claws is pretty good since we now have our new Sapphire Slain, which I'm very happy about. But I find myself personally a little bit disappointed with the EOS Tower section of this journey. Having said that, Blank is still working towards fully unlocking Shadow Partner, despite being a full-fledged Hermit already. We don't get the luxury of unlocking Shadow Partner immediately, unfortunately. There's plenty more adventuring for him to do in the future, and I've finally found the drive to keep experiencing this story. I'm looking forward to seeing what else Ludibrium holds for us. For now though, we need to get back to this Wisdom Crystal grind. Trust me, we will get access to Shadow Partner. They won't get away with just a short teaser. Okay, I did it. I farmed the stupid ores. I do want to mention that I needed like 16, I think, Wisdom Crystal ores. I got those Wisdom Crystal ores really quickly. It took me as long to farm those Dex Crystal ores, the like 4 or 6 or whatever that I needed, as it did for me to farm the like 16 wisdom crystal ores. Not all ores are made equal, I'll tell you that much, in terms of their drop chance. Oh my god, it's just not even close. So let me refine the dex crystals. Let's finish up this quest, please, dude. Inventory has room, yes. Go find the wise woman from Hinnesis. Look how many equips I got from hunting the tigers. It's crazy that I got an experience, a whole level from training there. Wise man from Kerning City, okay. I got an entire level farming those crystal ores. That's crazy. But that also means we're down back one tier lower with my EXP multiplier. But there's a Christmas event starting soon, so that XP multiplier is going to go back up. Right now we're at 1.5x, I think, is what you get at level 71, and then at 101 it drops to 1x. Not that it matters. I'm going to be doing so much farming, experience isn't even going to be an issue. That's the thing about a character like this. You spend so much time farming items, killing low-level enemies, that you just accumulate so much experience. I have 4 pieces of the map. So now we head back to El Nath, talk to Alcaster. How close are we to done? 1, 2, 3, we have 6 steps left. Oh man. Corporal Easy of Alpha Platoon must have found memory powder while investigating something around Orbis Tower. Corporal Easy of Alpha Platoon. The fun thing about doing this quest without a guide is I don't really know where everyone is, so I'm just gonna... As far as I remember, there are no soldiers in Orbis Tower in this version of the game. But I think this guy might be over in Snowy Field. Sergeant Bravo. So not the guy I'm thinking of. There might be one soldier up at the top of Orbis Tower. So we have the statue here. I know this statue is involved in a number of quests. Like, I think this quest and also some 4th job quests, but not yet. Yeah, there he is. What? I have to get 3 werewolf toenails? Oh boy. Let's see if I'm even capable of that. It's so fun doing this quest blind because there's just like surprises around every corner. I might need to get better potions for this, so I'm gonna head to the potion shop and buy ice cream pops. Sell off some of this stuff. These are valuable. Alright, here's a werewolf. One single, you guys see the one single werewolf here? This is scary. I might just die and lose the experience I have. Okay, I can kill them, I can tank a hit. Okay, got one of them. There it is. I got 3 werewolf toenails. Wow. Okay. That was not as bad as I thought. I really thought werewolves would be like a bigger threat to me right now. I can't farm them yet, obviously, but... Now we need to get back to Alcaster. Okay. The Book of Ancient is hidden at the Orbis Tower. It's hidden in one of the statues there. Looks like we need the old ring. Head over to Orbis Tower, come back with the Book of Ancient. So the whole time, the Book of Ancient was in a statue in the Orbis Tower. And we did all of... yeah. This is the statue in question. So it actually turns out we needed the old ring to unlock the statue. And we got the Book of Ancient. Okay. The Book of Ancient. We did it. We finally found it. I'm so tired. I'll be really busy for a while now. And so we had to get the Book of Ancient so that Alcaster could seal it up. That's why we did it? Ah, Alcaster and the Dark Crystal. Don't tell me no. No. 1 Dark Crystal and 1 Star Rock. So the good news is, because I was correct about with the 3rd job advancement quiz, I have an extra Dark Crystal. Thank fuck. But now I have to get a Star Rock, and we're gonna look up how to do that. All right, so the easiest way to do this is going to be completing the Arwen and Elinia quest, or farming Chief Greys. I'm gonna guess that it's very rare from Chief Grey. So let's just head to Elinia. Oh, I got a cape. Nice. I have a cape now. I didn't know you got a cape from this quest. Yes, I can 60% it. Yes! Weapon defense! This would be so annoying if I had to go get 5 more Dark Crystal ores. Almost done. All right, so we need to do Arwen and Elinia. But this, doesn't exist. This quest doesn't exist. Oh no, dude, is this quest not in Artale? Okay, I guess we're going to Omega Sector. So time for a weird grind. I might be here for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Let's go. Howdy, everybody. I have been doing test recordings for 30 minutes. Hey, it's Christmas. Oh my gosh. I have 1 month until the 29th of January, actually pretty generous time frame, to complete this event. And that actually, you know what? I didn't look at the actual length of the event. That's actually really generous. We're gonna get started here. Obviously, we still have to finish up collecting materials for summoning rocks. That's still what we're working on. I've been killing Chief Greys to try and find a moon rock, or I could just go collect all the materials to make a moon rock. Vogan will actually create moon rocks for us, or star rocks. I can't remember which one it is that we need. I think it's star rock, right? If we look at the checklist of items so far, we need 3 garnet ores, 4 amethyst ores, 10 aquamarine ores, 10 emerald ores, 10 opal ores, holy shit, dude, 10 topaz ores. And that is our checklist of items that we need to get to create a star rock. Alternatively, I could just go try and continue to find one, but I don't really want to do that anymore. We might as well make our way through the list. Do I not have a teleport to Ludibrium? Bro. Restind Spore of Regrets too. Oh no. They got the Great Value Temple of Time in Artale. Here we go. Jack is over in Deep Ludi, so we'll teleport to Jack. How about those prices, Jack? We might as well make our way through the list as the entire village falls silent as if frozen by time. The giant snowman has appeared. Holy shit, he is huge. I keep getting interrupted by cool things happening. What the fuck? This is fun. I'm gonna get a bunch of snow crystals and stuff. I don't even know what the rewards are for this event, but in traditional Christmas fashion, I'm gonna try to get all of them. Of course, this is an event monster who takes fixed damage, so it would be very, very, very helpful if I actually had Shadow Partner. But that's the goal. That's the point of what we're doing. Yes! Snowman cake! That's cool. That looks so good. I would love to have snow cake piece. Okay, for the third time, we might as well go in order from top of the list to bottom of the list. So that means first step is garnet ores. Garnet ores, believe it or not, dropped from Master Kronos, who also dropped Toby throwing stars. So fingers crossed that we get that good RNG. You know, it's happened so many times on this character after all. Yeah, of course. The weird thing though is I don't remember Master Kronos dropping Toby throwing stars. I thought Platoon Kronos dropped them. It's fine, it doesn't matter. They also drop helmet decks, 60%, which is super cool.
Hello?
Oh, and they also drop Topaz ore. So we can stay here and just get Topaz ores and stuff as well. What is this fucking high-level bowmaster doing right now? He better not be trying to kill my timers. There's no way timer is a valuable area boss for somebody so high level when we have Temple of Time. When we have Walmart brand Temple of Time. Okay, well, I'm just gonna get to the grind now. I have to collect 13 ores from these guys, 3 garnet, 10 topaz. I'll see you on the other side. Hey, that's a throwback. That's a callback to my MMO anthology video. Weird, my sensibilities are consistent between the different things that I make. What the fuck? We've made some progress on the list, as you can see. We currently still need 4 amethyst ore, and then 10 of each aquamarine, emerald, and opal. I was looking at what monsters drop amethyst ore, and it actually, that insane search for the world's rarest ore led me to Blocktopus and King Blocktopus, actually, who we farmed before. Overall, they drop, let me just double check here. They drop amethyst, emerald, and opal ores between the two of them. So that's gonna be the next stop.
Hello?
At that point, we only need aquamarine, and then we'll be done. Oh man, this is gonna take a while. That last grind took like 2 hours, I think, just to get the little amount that I actually got. But I think this is the last step of the quest. I apologize if my voice sounds a little weird. I just woke up. I want Shadow Partner so bad, dude. I've never in my life played a character like this before, where I'm like entirely self-funded and everything, no trading or anything, and reached this point, I should specify. I have done things like this before, but I've never like reached this point. Where the hell? Oh, I went the wrong way. They're on the 23rd floor. F. Hey, look what we just found. That one's 18 attack. Mine was 19. Clearly not a very rare item. Okay, It turns out this sucks, actually. The map layout's terrible, the spawns are terrible. Plan B. This is a mess. Try to get these ores. Oh my god. There's not many monsters. I mean, there's 3 monsters in Ludibrium that I can kill who drop amethyst ore. The only reason I had 6 to begin with was because I was farming for Kumbi throwing stars, or something like that. I'm just gonna hang out here and see if I can get the last amethyst ores regardless. If I just get 3 more, I can move on to the next item on the list. Nice. That was actually pretty fast. 4 amethyst ores, I didn't find a single extra topaz. So at least that part is now taken care of. Next, let's see if anything drops aquamarines. I shouldn't be obligated to talk this much right after waking up. Omega Sector. Meteons drop aquamarine ores, and it's a good opportunity to also begin farming glove attack 60s, even though I still don't have a pair of gloves. But, you know, this is a part of Ludus Lake, and I wanted to expand to it anyway. So let's do that. God damn. I'm getting so much experience training on these low-level monsters hunting for these ores. I'm at 78% already. It is worth noting, though, that there is a bonus XP event going on because it's the Christmas event, so this would not be as fast otherwise. Okay, time to spend an hour here. Okay, aquamarines are completed. Now there are only 2 that remain, emerald and opal. We're getting there very slowly. I'm very tired. Today I rebuilt my whole home server, migrated everything off of my workstation, so now I actually have a home server, and you know, building and messing with computers all day is very tiring. I'm exhausted, but I want to see how much of this I can do before I fall asleep. It looks like we have 2 options, 2 good options right off the bat. Let's see, toy soldiers drop emerald and wisdom crystal ores. I think I'm gonna go do the Trojan horses. Yeah, I think that's a very easy decision. Grab 10 emerald ores from them. Should be able to kill them pretty quickly because I am very strong. I got to level 72 so far trying to unlock Shadow Partner. I also found a pair of red moon gloves, so we finally have our first gloves. But I didn't get a glove attack 60. But that's okay. I really don't care that much about that. I would really like to be able to use Shadow Partner because I'm now level 72 and I still can't use it. Hello, I have the emerald ores. Now I just, there's only one left. Only one type of ore left to get. And I can either go to Omega Sector or train on Blocktopus. I think I'm gonna go to Omega Sector, or make Omega Lol Sector. These guys are a little higher level, which sucks, but it'll be fine. I just want to be done with this. So many hours spent completing this quest from start to finish, entirely on my own. Okay, finally, we're here. This is probably going to be a very long grind, but this is the easiest way for me to get opal ores. I think Blocktopus would be even worse. Wow, this map layout. I don't think I've ever trained here before. I barely even remember this place. Okay, let's just get this. Once we get the opals, we're done. Let's just get them. If there's one thing I've learned recently, and I should have known this intuitively, but if there's one thing that I've learned from this grind, it's that map layout has a very large impact on... I'm just gonna get a phone call real quick and find another opal ore right as I'm complaining about not finding them. Anyway, as I was saying, map layout has a massive impact on farmability of an area. I have been here for so long, and I only have 3 opal ores. And just look at this rotation that I have to do. So that's kind of the rotation, and it sucks. Okay, so there is one cool thing that we can actually purchase now. Don't really need the mount. These red potions, for those uninitiated, they increase your max HP permanently. I'm gonna grab a couple of them to illustrate. This is something I haven't purchased yet because it hasn't really been important, but now it kind of is. So, let's see. The first one gave me, was that 8 max HP? The second one gives me 11. So I just gained 19 more max HP, which for a thief is about, it's more than 1 level. No. It's not quite 1 level, I think. But that's something we're gonna have to start doing from now on, is purchasing all of those and increasing my maximum HP as much as possible, because eventually we're gonna get to the point where we have to farm area bosses and stuff, and these area bosses hit very hard. And with no way for me to get extra HP through a hyper body or anything like that, this is going to be very important for Blank's growth. I just wanted to mention that because I haven't purchased any of those before. This is the first time that I'm actually spending event coins on them, because this event doesn't really have anything particularly interesting. Last year, we had the Rudolph medal, which was very hard to get. I spent a very long time. Oh, I think there's a quest I have to do this, to unlock this. I spent a very long time trying to get that medal on my Corsair, and I got it, but this year, you just play for 7 days and you get the medal. Okay. Talking to the tree cutter, apparently, we need to kill 300 Hodori. Oh my god. This is just so that we can unlock access to the rest of Korea and Volktown. Genuinely, I don't remember this element of the game. It could be because private servers did away with that portal blocking, and that was how most of us experienced old MapleStory for such a long time, a lot of really authentic elements of the game were removed for one reason or another. So, I guess we're killing 300 Hodori to get access to Samiho. I need access to these guys anyway. It's important to remember that the nine-tailed fox drops steely throwing knives, sorry. The nine-tailed fox drops steelies, and that's going to be one of the maybe easier ways to get them. I don't know about drop rates and all that, but because we're in an advanced stage of our tail's existence, the nine-tailed fox is probably not being farmed that much. I'll see if that's true or not. I'm just making an educated guess at this point. But I'm gonna want access to this area eventually anyway. It's not the only way I can get steelies, but it is one of the ways I can get them. There it is. Okay, that quest is finally completed. Let's see if that actually unlocks access to the rest of Korean Folktown, or if there's more I need to do. Now look at that. We can go to Tiger Ridge. I don't know if that means we can access the rest of Korean Folktown, but we have access to Tiger Ridge. Yep, we have access to Fox Ridge as well. So there's a lot of Samiho here. Three-tailed fox. There's also the Scholar Ghost, though, and I think this guy might one-shot me. Yep. Fine. Oh my god. That is one of the craziest grind I've ever done in my life. But we finally did it. Alcaster and the Dark Crystal completed. What did I get? I got an item. I got another cape. Well, I have 2 capes now. I'll use the level 61. So, I can now finally purchase summoning rocks. I think I can afford 3,000 of them. Let's buy 1,000 to start with. That's 5 million meso. And now I fucking did it. I'm buy another 1,000. Oh my god, that took so long. That took so long. Look at all these etc. items I acquired doing this quest. This is the single longest quest I've ever done in my life. With that, Blank is now back to being locked in Ludibrium, so we're not going to leave this area, Ludus Lake, anymore. Also, the amount of experience I acquired completing this quest from all the monsters I had to kill, I got from level 70 to level 72 with 76% experience. I almost got 3 full levels doing this. It is what it is. When you choose to take on an Iron Man style game mode, you gotta accept anything that happens. And now there's a lot more that we can do in Ludibrium. There's tons of stuff to farm. I should probably go try to kill Timer. I'm sure I could find a few Timers right now. I'll take out one of them for now because I'm really tired. But this is definitely something to pursue, maybe in the hunt for a new weapon. Not that I'm desperate for a new claw. My damage is pretty low, but now that I have Shadow Partner, things are a little better. If anything, it's probably time to start farming for throwing stars, which is going to be a little boring. Just a whole series of killing Master Kronos until I find Toby's. All right, that's probably what's going to happen. I will be revisiting El Nath whenever I need summoning rocks, but that's the only exception to leaving Ludus Lake. From now on, I can't foresee anything that's so important and necessary that I'd have to leave the area of Ludibrium, Omega Sector, and Korean Folktown. But we never know for sure if there will be other exceptions in the future. I'm just so relieved to finally have this completed. I don't think in my entire life I have ever done this quest from start to finish, farming every material myself. I always, if I ever did this quest, I just bought everything. Or like maybe I had accumulated, what I used to do was I would have a character, a mule, who, wow, I haven't used that term in so long, who would have full extended etc. item slots, and I would just put all my ores on that character. So I would always have an abundance of ores. That was never a bottleneck. Oh man. What's next? So I've been thinking a lot about what to do moving forward now that I have Shadow Partner. And I think one of the first things I want to do is use my Earring Luck Scrolls. It's only going to be 5 extra luck, but it's better than nothing. And I was looking at some earrings and saw that there's actually a pair of red-hearted earrings that we can get from a quest line in Omega Sector. So I'm gonna go see if I can start doing that and possibly actually get a pair of earrings, which would be pretty nice. One of the things about the Ludus Lake region is that there's a lot of quests that we can actually do. These quests all have varying rewards, and some are useful, most aren't. But it looks like if we talk to Kay, we can do fuel for MT09. And that requires us to go collect 5 MT09 fuel from, yeah, the MT09, which are actually kind of a special monster. This is a guaranteed way to get a pair of earrings because, man, my RNG, outside of claws, my RNG has been so terrible on this character. I'm gonna try to get all my gear a little bit up to par. I'm slowly formulating the plan for that in my mind, but there was also something I found that was really, really interesting, and I have to do some more research on it, but we'll discuss that later though. I got the fuel. Yes, this is indeed MT09's fuel, the fuel for the aliens. We can now fuel whatever weird machines Omega Sector is producing. But please remember, the first part of the task is over, but please remember that you're still my assistant. I like that. Hey, don't forget, you have to keep helping me. So because of the fuel, Kay was able to create a remote transporting device which, you know, whatever the fuck is going on down here in Omega Sector is pretty insane. If all it took was a little bit of fuel to create a remote transporting device, technology that has never been created. So now, oh, we gotta go kill Rombots. I think I already have Rombot memory cards. No, I think I sold them all off before I started farming. Fuck, I think I sold them all off before I started farming for Shadow Partner. We need to get 3 memory cards, then we need to go to Porter. He'll have them deciphered, and then we give those to Kay. I can't believe I sold them all off. It's so typical. That's okay. Hidden Tower is in the on the 8th floor, I think, so it's not gonna take too long to reach. Oh God, I don't want to be here anymore. I'm so fucking happy I'm done with this place. Wow. I thought coming back here would be like a nice thing. All right, there's the 3rd one. This guy has had a cold for 20 years. Oh, he sneezed. He sneezed in the middle of it, so he messed up one of them. No way. What kind of fucking... Hold on a second. What kind of quest is this? Oh, hey, thanks for getting 3 of them. Oh, shit. I sneezed and broke one. Go get another one, please. What the fuck? What are you talking about? How many, hold on a second. How many quests in MapleStory are like this? Have I just never done them before? There, I got another one. I know this is probably foolish, but I'm gonna go back with just the one. And we got some warp capsules. I guess this is the logical explanation for these warp capsules, which is pretty cool. That's cool to see. I've always kind of wondered about these. But, you know, calling it a transport system is not very descriptive or interesting for that matter. All right, now there is a new quest. So Porter Robinson should have a quest for us. We're just, dude, she's like a 2-minute walk away. Why am I sending her a handwritten letter from you? Hold on a second. What does this letter contain? Hold on a second.
A letter from Porter of the Amagalo sector.
It doesn't say what it is. Okay. I thought it was going to be a love letter. That would have been fun. Instead, it's just information about a dropship that was missing. Yawn, boring. Now we have to go find the dropship. There's a lot of crashed ships in Omega Sector, though. I don't know which one they're referring to. Ooh, mystery box for doing the event quest. Okay. What did I just get?
This is a gift pouch obtained from the mystery box. If you bring it to Maple Claws, a nice present awaits you.
Is this how you get the noses? I want to go to Maple Claws. Hold on a second. This is important. I have to do this first. Okay, Maple Claws. What did we get? Whoa. 206,000 experience? That was a lot. That was like 10%. That's really cool. What a cool event that is. I mean, we're getting close to level 73. Snowman's Branch. I have 1 billion of these, dude. And I didn't know what to do with them. Rudolph's... Scroll for Rudolph's horn, 60%. Wow, I could not have asked for a less useful item. A temporary scroll for a temporary... What the fuck is this? I haven't done a lot of these. Oh, Delinquent Rudolphs, we can't do that because I think they only appear on Victoria Island. Whoa, look at the shop. What? I didn't know they were selling numbers and letters. What? I clearly haven't looked through this area very much. Yeah, these are all the original classic decoration items. God, these bring me back. Wow, these are nostalgic little sprites. That really brings me back to when I was like 10 or 11. Weird.
Pretty sure there's a monster over here I need to kill.
I'll take care of it. Don't worry. All right, threat neutralized. I did it. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot of stuff with the Christmas event. It seems very similar to the last one, but like I said, without the medal reward in the same way. Let's go finish this fucking quest, though. There it is, red-hearted earrings. So, the pilot's missing, but the ship is there. So, we found a letter from the pilot, so it seems like they're alive. But I don't care about that. Actually, turns out I don't give a shit about that. I got red-hearted earrings. And now we scroll them. So that increases my range by, it looks like 10. It looks like I went from 653 to 663 damage. Wow, that's not a lot, is it? Next step is going to be very straightforward, and this should increase my damage by a lot more. I'm going to farm 5 60% glove attack scrolls and use them on my red moon gloves. Hopefully we get good RNG with that and we get like 3 or 4 of them that work. That would be the best. If we get 10 attack work gloves, I say work gloves. If we get 10 attack red moon gloves, I probably won't be farming glove scrolls for like 2 years. I mean, that's gonna be my best piece of gear by a large margin if that ends up being the case. But that requires basically a lot of me just killing these guys for probably hours. So I'm gonna get started on that now. Hello, everybody. It's one of those mornings, which is to say it is morning and I have coffee. I'm drinking Maxim coffee. You know, I used to really be all about like making just regular coffee, black coffee, straight black coffee was what I would drink every morning. But my local Korean market, I guess it's not local to me anymore because I moved, but I go there every so often. They sell these huge boxes of Maxim coffee packets. I'll just buy those and I just make that because it's so much easier. So that's what I've been drinking and it's great. What was I talking about? What are we doing? So I just got done working on a huge fucking video for my other channel. It was like a 300-hour project. I'm still feeling the fatigue, but I need to record me talking over MapleStory because I can't just keep recording clips with no context. I should make a 20-minute video that's just all clips and no narration. That'd be a fun, like, art project.
Hello?
We know that MapleStory can be kind of a slog. It can be kind of a grind. It can be unfun, arguably, at times. One thing that I've learned with this series is MapleStory is what you make of it. If you're having fun and creating goals for yourself and just kind of playing how you want to play, which, you know, this is how I kind of enjoy playing, I've learned, rather than just doing what's most optimal at all times, the game becomes more enjoyable for me. And I think that that's more true with older MapleStory than modern, where you have a bunch of dailies and stuff that you have to do. That would be stupid.
So let's go unlock a daily quest that I am going to be beholden to for the rest of my life.
I'm most interested in, if we look at Blank's gear right now, what jumps out at you the most? Besides not having a hat on, I think I had I do have a hat. Okay, yes. I was gonna say, what the fuck? What jumps out at you the most? Oh, we got a little 50 hat, little 50 top, we got a cape, red moon gloves. Yo, God, okay, you got a claw, that's pretty good. Oh, what the fuck is that? Subi throwing stars at level 73? I think the most obvious next step is one I've been kind of dreading since the Kumbi throwing star grind of 2025, which is finding a new set of throwing stars. Reasonably speaking, there are two that I have access to right now. One is far more rare than the other, but it's still technically possible, and that's what we're gonna go do right now. I'm aiming for Toby throwing stars. That would be an increase of 8 weapon attack over Subi's. That's pretty fucking important. I kind of feel like I have to do this. I have to get new throwing stars before I can really make forward progress on this character. So that's all we're gonna be doing. I plan on hunting Master Kronos for Tobies for maybe a couple hours a day until I get them. And otherwise, I was planning on using 2 times drop coupons, but I ended up dropping everything I was working on and putting all of my effort into that video essay. So that didn't happen. I didn't even get the medal that I was talking about how easy it was to get the medal. Clearly not. Clearly it's really fucking hard to get. But there is at least one interesting thing we can do right now, and I'm gonna go ahead and unlock it. Maybe I get a lucky Huabi drop. That would actually be so fucking cool, man. That would actually just be so cool. Can you imagine the thumbnail? Can you imagine the thumbnail? Can you imagine the SEO? God, just imagine the analytics. The most replayed spike would be right when I get the Huabi drop.
This is really how he thinks. Wow, unsubscribed.
I'm so tired. I feel like, we gotta stop meeting like this. I feel like every clip in all of my MapleStory gameplay videos is just me going, I'm so tired. And there's a reason for that. The reason that happens is because I expend all of my effort and energy on big projects, and stuff like this is relatively low effort. This is me unwinding and relaxing. And I end up, just every video ends up being, oh guys, I have 5 gallons of coffee and I'm so tired. Okay, this quest is kind of a pain in the ass, and it's been so long, I don't even really remember how to do it. So let's figure it out together. Ho ho ho, welcome. Oh, I finished the fox hunt. That's right, I got this quest last episode and never turned it in. So, preparing to eliminate goblins.
You must be from out of town. When you reach my age, you get a general feel for a person just by looking, and you look quite strong.
That's the impression you get from this look?
God, what a fearsome warrior.
The reason the mountains in Korean Folktown are in perpetual night is because of the 3 king goblins that were summoned from the storybook thanks to Helios Tower Library. Wow, that's... Why do the books have that power? All right, so we need to get bait, roasted pork, buckwheat paste, and rice wine. These are rewards from quests. I just gotta fucking remember which ones they are. I don't know this stuff off the top of my head. I know a lot about these games. This is one game, MapleStory, but I'm not like an encyclopedia. So we need to talk to Chillsung, Chillnam, and Kongji. Oh, this means we have to do the stack of rice quest. Dude, back in the day, when Destiny MS was still a server, it had 16 times XP. Holy shit, dude. I was in middle school when this was, wow, that was literally 15 plus years ago. That server had 16 times XP, and that scaled pretty disproportionately with quests. So what I would end up doing is at level 36, I remember level 36, you unlock a number of really good quests in Korean Folktown, like where is it? The Lost Seed. Well, I don't know, why the fuck does it say level 37? Was it 36 or was it 37? Now I'm doubting myself. Doesn't matter, I sound like an old man. Was it level 36 or was it level 37?
Oh god, I just don't remember. This was back in the 50s after all.
Anyway, this quest gives 1000 XP. I think our tail must have 2 times XP, or it gives 2000. See, I don't know everything. I have like a vague knowledge of everything. Anyway, you would get a fuckload of XP because you had to do this over and over. This is the whole quest. You just walk back and forth. Wow, what a cool story. Glad I told it. But you have to do this to get access to their quests. Look at all this stuff. Why am I holding on to all this stuff? I need to clear out my inventory. I'm going to clean out my inventory. I'm going to delete, sell all these cogs as well so we can track how many I have to kill for Toby's. I'm going to hold on to the axes. These axes are actually kind of important for a quest. Okay, inventory is cleared out. Let me just take a sip of my coffee.
It's one of those mornings.
All right, storybook on brotherly love. And now we can get Chillhop's buckwheat paste. No way. He needs tiger stamps. Hold on a second. I might be able to rebuy them. I always do this, dude. I always do this. I should clear out my inventory. 2 seconds later, you need everything that you just sold. Okay, the tiger stamps are actually probably really important to hold on to because I don't want to refarm those, and I need them for this daily. All right, Chillsung's roasted pork. We need moon bunny pounders. I don't think I ever killed moon bunnies. And like I said, I'm gonna need to do these quests to get a lot of the ingredients. So it might be a good idea to just farm a couple hundred, unless I think I might have some that I sold. No, it's one of the, that's because that's one of the only monsters I didn't really kill. Anyway, I remember. Okay, yeah, that's true. All right, well, we gotta, shit. So there is a prerequisite quest that requires us to go to Aqua Road. I'm gonna go ahead and allow myself to do that quest because I don't really care. All right, we need to talk to Togain. This guy loves fishing shrimp, but he doesn't actually have it. We're the ones who have to get it. All right, let me just get the shrimps. Let me get me out of here, dude. Like I really didn't want to have Aqua Road be a part of the accessible regions. If you look at it, I mean, it's kind of a part of Ludus Lake. It's still within, or at least adjacent to, the same body of water. When I was brainstorming this series and kind of like coming up with what the fuck I would even do, Aqua Road didn't seem to me like it was interesting enough. I think there's definitely the possibility of expanding to it in the future, but Deep Ludi has enough content to last for a while. If I really truly get bored at that point, I'll consider Aqua Road. There's really no harm in just expanding the regions that are accessible over time, just for the sake of entertainment. There's also a weird quirk with Aqua Road that you might be able to notice with the movement. Every time you jump, your X velocity gets set to 0. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's what's happening. That's just not how it works, and I feel like that would be a relatively simple fix. But I'm not the programmer. So wait, we have to go give her the shrimp directly? Yeah, because here's the other thing too. Look at Aqua Road. It's categorized as Elnath Mountain region. It's in the same category. It's not Ludus Lake, so it in my mind it has never been a part of Ludus Lake. It's kind of its own thing. That's my justification. That's my logic, at least. Okay, now that we have the shrimp for Grandma, she is willing to actually talk to us, and we can... Secret love affair with seal meat. Ooh. Only 5,000 mesos for a new pot? Grandma, you could charge more than that. You could probably charge more than that. We are rich, strong warriors. Oh, I never finished the antidote. I do want to go back to Meteons in the future, but I spent so much time hunting Meteons on my Corsair, who I still am planning on getting back to in the future. I'm kind of done with that. Actually, not that. Shoe jump. I don't have any other shoes. So I'm gonna hold on to that. I didn't know these guys dropped 10% shoe jump. That's pretty good. Doubt I'm gonna farm it here though. Hey, a super fan. I went ahead and farmed 250 pounders. The way that they do these turn-ins for the rewards is so fucking ridiculous. Like, oh, I remember this. We have to go kill blends. Those guys are tough. Every 2 hours, you can turn in the pounders for 1 roasted pork. Every 6 hours, you can turn in the tiger stamps for 2 buckwheat paste. Just, again, doesn't make any fucking sense. And then the last one, what's the last one? Rice wine every day for 5 rice wine. Like, the spread makes no sense. We're also gonna have to go hunt 3-tailed foxes. Unless I have a whole bunch of... I should have some foxtails actually in storage. Storage being the buyback tab. Ooh, whoa, I just found an Olympus. An Olympus. It's above average too, damn. This is worthless. Okay, am I doing something wrong? Oh, I got ochre pants, what the fuck? Actually, I need more decks to even equip this, so this might not be a good option until I get a gigantic. I don't know how I missed that. Also, why the fuck are you taking so long? What the fucking kind of quest is this? I'm gonna bring this quest before a judge, and they're gonna decide whether this shit is fair or not, because I've been here for like 40 minutes. I had 20% experience. I'm gonna get to level 74 before I even unlock access to the daily, bro. Oh man, I love Maple's story, huh? Don't we all?
What the fucking kind of quest is this?
This is the wooden hoe that snapped. A quest in old school Maple story that unlocks access to the 3 king goblins that drop wabi throwing stars.
I can't find it! Where is it? Hey, I found it. Oh my god, I finally did it. I found the steel hoe, finished the quest. I have a couple of all 3 of these, so I think what I can do is just slowly accumulate a whole bunch of these and then farm them all at once. That's kind of the plan. That way I don't have to actually do this every single day. Oh, I got it wrong. It's buckwheat paste that goes here. Fuck. So this should summon... Yep, there he is. That's some HP he's got on him. How much damage does he do? So far, nothing. So far, 0. Okay, 1,000. I can handle that. So these guys are definitely going to be a little tough to kill right now. It's good to have access to this so I can claim my daily rewards. All right. Next, rice wine on the stone lantern. This guy's also going to be really hard to kill, I'm sure. Oh, god damn it. I looked away and my pet... Okay, I need to change my pet's auto HP. Alright, Blue King Goblin defeated. Finally, we have the green? No, yellow, I think. Roasted pork on the pile of rocks. All right, and that's the Yellow King Goblin defeated, so the quest is done. If I can just spawn them infinitely, I might as well wait until I'm stronger and then just kill like 100 of them each. So this doesn't really matter what I choose. I think the best option is gonna be the Goblin Cape though. So let's get the Goblin Cape. Partially because I just need a cape. 5 strength is, I think, totally worthless for an assassin, a hermit. With that out of the way, let's go to Helios Tower, turn in all of these storybooks. I have a handful of them now. What do I have, only 3? Really? I only got 3? Well, okay, before I do that then, there's at least one more quest I want to take care of right now. I figure it might be fun to try and do every quest in Ludus Lake. The Xeno quest could be fun, but I really need to get a lot stronger first. Yeah, there's plenty of cool stuff to do in Ludus Lake, as long as you are willing to look for it. Okay, we have to talk to the God of Axes. Is that his name? God of Mountains. Okay, he's a little broader of a topic. So some asshole dropped his axe on the God of Mountains and demanded it back and didn't want the gold or silver axe. And the God of Mountains is incapable of finding the axe to return it to him. So this is why we need the axes from the Dark Stumps. You need like a good handful of them because randomly the God of Mountains will assess them and see if they're the missing axe. A lost axe from the tree cutter. We did it? Alrighty. And we get another storybook and a little bit of experience. You know, just for the sake of completeness. I think maybe that would be a fun challenge to try and complete every quest. But I am a little more interested right now in trying to get Toby throwing stars. So, oh my god. I could get Hongbu and Nolbu's storybooks right now. I could do that. That doesn't mean I'm going to. So I have Kongji, Patji, Goblin, Axes, Brotherly Love. Brotherly Love. Kongji. Axes. The Goblin Tale. Is that what it was? It might be what it's called. And then we turn all these in and we just get some experience and melting cheese, apparently. Not really any kind of notable reward for turning in the storybooks. I mean, it's good for extra quest completion if you're trying to get the quest collector medal or whatever. Whatever the name of that medal is, where you have to do 800 quests. Let's head back. And before I do any more quests, before I return to hunting for glove attack scrolls, mostly because I'm bored and I would like to get Toby's, I'm gonna go ahead and just get on that right now. I want new throwing stars so bad, dude. There aren't many things I want in life. Usually I'm pretty content. But this is bullshit, how long I've been playing this character to still be using Subis. Before I achieve anything else, no matter how long it takes, I will be finding a set of Toby throwing stars, increasing my damage by 8 weapon attack. After that, we can consider going back to Madion's to find glove attack scrolls. That's the plan. Let's get started on this insane grind. If I find some Helmet Dex scrolls, 60%, that would be really nice. These are one of the few monsters who can drop them. It's really interesting how Helmet Dex 60s drop from 5 regular monsters. 3 of those 5 monsters are in Ludus Lake. That's not an insane coincidence by any means, but it's pretty convenient because it gives me 3 different options for farming them. I could go to Moon Bunnies in the future if I felt like it. All right, I'm rambling a lot. I need to just hang out and grind a little bit. Well, I have bad news. I have a full stack of cogs. Yes, I have farmed so much at this point. I have gotten to level 74 with 50% experience and an entire stack of cogs with no Toby throwing stars to show for it. I have 4 26 attack Dark Slains, which would be cool if maybe those were useful, but I don't exactly have an abundance of 60% claw attack scrolls, so that's not really helpful for me to have those. And now I start on a new stack of cogs in pursuit of Toby's. I'm pretty sure I'm over drop rate. I think drop rates were nerfed at some point a while ago. People were reporting Toby's in 5,000 to 6,000, etc. drops, and now I'm at 10,000 and still don't have them, so it's kind of bullshit. Anyway, the grind continues. I'm just heading down to Korean Folktown right now to restock on, or I guess add to my stock of these things: buckwheat paste, rice wine, and roasted pork. Been slowly just collecting those as I continue to grind this out. I don't know how long this is gonna take, and that's the fun part about RNG, because you have the law of averages and like expected drop rates and all that, so it feels like you're kind of working towards your inevitable drop, but the actual period of time it takes to reach that point is totally unknowable. I could go kill one more Master Chronos right now and get a set of Toby throwing stars. But also, I vividly in my mind remember Toby's dropping from Platoon Chronos. So I don't know if Artail changed that or if I'm actually misremembering. Either way, this sucks, because if they did drop from Platoon Chronos, I could also farm Glove Attack 60s, which I think drop from those. But Master Chronos supposedly, I don't know that there's any proof of this, but they supposedly drop 60% Helm decks. Again, that would be cool if I could fucking get one. So yeah, pretty bad RNG so far. Nothing good to report.
Chillsung's roasted pork, Kongji's rice wine.
I bet these would sell. I bet there's actually a market for this because they're time limited.
Chillnom's buckwheat paste.
Thank you, and it's back to Ludibrium. I go. I always said that I would keep playing Blank until it stopped being fun to do so. The grind to 70, the journey to unlock Shadow Partner, hell, even the grind for Toby's was fun for a little while. But I'm almost 40,000 etc. drops into the Toby grind with nothing to show for it, and you know, I think I'm gonna call it here. Originally, I wanted this character to end at level 70, but it was still enjoyable at that point, so I just kept going. I did want to achieve more on this character, but with Chrono Story's release and the upcoming Classic World, it's time for me to move on. Blank will live in Ludibrium forever, and I can finally free myself from Toby hunting hell. I'll talk about this in greater depth over on my Patreon, which you can find a link to in the description if you want to hear some more of my thoughts on this series and Artail in general. But for now, that's all there is here, and I'll see y'all in the next series.